Hello and welcome back to another episode of Podcast 572. As always, I am your host, Kyle, joined by Dan and Matt. I'll start with the newer stuff first, but I do have some stuff to talk about with Crimson Desert because I'm very close to the end of that game. But before we get into that, I have not only played Bond, I have 100% that game. So I platinumed it. Under 20 hours. The game's not very long.
Nice.
That's probably my only real gripe with the game is if I had paid full price, and I borrowed it from you, so I didn't pay for the game. I liken that game to if it was 25 years ago, that would have been a fantastic rental weekend game. Sure. It's paying full price for it. I'd probably be just a little disappointed because outside of the single player, the only other thing that's in this game is that tax sim mode. And I'm sure over time, it seems like they're going to try and develop that into
it has
Hitman.
No content at the start.
It has no content. It's basically like training missions at this point. When you do it, and I fired through all those trophies in 30 minutes.
They really needed to blow that out and make that more of hey, you like Hitman games? You can play this level like it's a Hitman level and do stuff.
I think that's what the plan is. That's what it really seems like. I agree with you on the plot of the game. I think. Coming off of it, walking away from it, I think the performances are outstanding, and that's what sticks out in the game. This Patrick Gibson guy is an excellent Bond.
Your buddy Greenway is fantastic.
So that's the dude that played Morgan in Walking Dead. I didn't realize it. I looked it up. I was like, oh, it's that dude. Fantastic is that. And even everybody else, whoever plays M, whoever plays Moneypenny, they're all good in the game. Even the people that play the villains are good. I would say as far as the villain goes, it's a middle of the road Bond villain. It's not super memorable, but it doesn't have to be. It's a Bond origin story.
Well, the thing about it too is the overall plot of the villain plot with the computer and stuff, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. The way that they using the computer to control the perception of what we're doing and all this stuff, but how they go about justifying the murders the guy commits to make the computer be correct is strange. And it also means Bond spoilers herein because there's not a ton to spoil if you've ever watched a Bond movie, but
no,
they put a lot of emphasis on this dude's fucking mask, and then they just never really talk about it. And you're like, why does he need the mask? I don't understand this. And
well, because at this point we're spoiling the game. So if you haven't played it, or if you're looking forward to playing, you don't want to spoil it, I guess mute this for the next couple minutes. But that villain specifically, there's a specific point where you fight him, and then he seems like he's dead. Yeah, the first time, and then it seems like he's dead, right? But it's that Bond thing of I don't think that dude's really dead. He'll probably come back, and he does. But they make, even in that point, they make a real effort to show him with that mask at first, and then it comes off. So then when they bring him back, then it became the kind of thing of oh, is that mask somehow keeping him alive? It wasn't really the mask; it was the suit. That
it was the suit, but they could have played it off as more of he has to be inside this thing now,
or
because
something.
When you first fight him, you break his back and throw him off of this fucking cliff. And the thing I didn't like about that the pacing of that either is I felt like that should have happened earlier on. I think the game waits too long to introduce who the actual, because it telegraphs that it's the dad really early.
It does.
Okay, really it's going to be this guy, but then they kind of swerve you with it oh, it's his son, and I feel like that's too late, because then you do that thing where you basically kill him, and then a couple levels later is the end of the game. Yeah. So that part's kind of weirdly broken up. I feel like they should have moved that ahead and then done the resort level after that. To kind of bring up the pacing and stuff.
Yeah, those sequences could have been paced a little bit better. And I also agree with you, the driving in that game is
unnecessary because you don't really do anything in it. The only main driving thing you ever do is chase that guy the one time.
Yes.
And being in a Bond car, chasing the guy isn't the fun part. It should be I'm trying to get away and I have to use
there's a sequence at the end of the game where you get to go into a classic Bond car where it has the gadgets, but it's very short. You're not you're not driving. You're just kind of rotating in a circle, shoot rockets and machine guns.
It's fun because of where it's taking place. But we could have cut the driving stuff and put another.
I also feel like this game. It's very obvious it borrows a lot from Uncharted. Like if it beat by beat, and to the point of like most of the game is Bond with the trainer guy, Greenway, who basically is Sully in this game. Like that's how I would describe him. He's basically a Sully-like character, but he's also your trainer / mentor, guy. And they definitely have that relationship where it's like he doesn't really like Bond, but then by the end of the game he's accepted, and
because he wants him and all that kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff comes out. So but it's like that part of it really much reminded me of Uncharted. And then the other part of the game that I do think is on the weaker side is I do think the gunplay is weak, and my biggest issue with it is it's a cool thing, and they do like a John Wick thing in this game where it's like you can disarm enemies and they'll throw their gun up in the air and then you can pull the gun from them and use it, because Bond never has a lot of ammunition through the entire game.
No,
like you never walk into a situation where you have like a minigun. The only time that you have like unlimited ammo is when you're in that car in that one sequence.
Yeah,
that's it. And I found it distracted me a little bit. Like you'd get into sequences where it almost felt like every enemy I was shooting, you'd see the animation throw the gun up in the air, and then it's like hit triangle. I'm like, this wouldn't happen to every single fucking person.
I think the problem with the gunplay is
it's very Uncharted.
When it's done in short bursts, it's fine.
It's fine.
But there's that scene specifically like in the museum where all of a sudden the game becomes a shooter for like 30 minutes.
There's no way around it. You have to.
But it's too much of that in one go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's definitely like a detractor from it too. There's just, it really did become like, if we're going to make a Hitman game single player, it's probably going to end up being like an Uncharted game. And it just kind of becomes like a merge of those two things, which is fine.
It does.
And I think the presentation and everything else lifts that game up a ton.
Well, and they also proved like they have that Glacier engine, and that worked really well for making this game.
It looks incredible. Especially when like tons of stuff is going off at once.
The only part of the game I had any issue was when you first get to Vietnam, to that like resort, getting off of the boat. Just that one sequence until you walk into the resort, like frame rate nightmare for whatever reason. But then once I got in, no issue. But it was just that once he was getting off the boat, I'm like, what is happening with this game? And then it was fine. So otherwise it runs flawlessly. The game looks incredible, like visually. So and like I said, overall, the best praise I think I would give it, I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I did a video review of it. But I would say for me, I looked at it as like, this is a great weekend rental game. Like you could fly through in a weekend, no problem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I miss those kind of games because not everything needs to be 100 hours long with a bunch of stuff to do. This was very much, it wouldn't work that way. I just wish that it had something else, and like that tax sim thing is not the something else that I think they thought it was going to be. Or
it's because the levels don't have enough ways to be solved.
It's not, the levels are not exactly like Hitman where it's like there's 8 different ways you can do this.
Hitman does because you can kill who you want and take outfits and do anything you want. This is restricted for good reason, but
I could see going for like whatever they do next, I could see it being a little more open now that not really a big spoiler here, but at the end of this game you are Bond. Like you are a 00 agent at the end. That's the big point. So I think going into whatever the next game is, I could see some of the missions being more open-ended now because presumably a new Bond game, it wouldn't be Bond and other person all the time. A lot of it might just be Bond, and he's going to have to
in your ear. It would just be money in your ear.
Yeah, and that's fine. So, but overall, like a tremendous game.
I don't think we're getting a sequel.
I'm 50-50 on that.
The Amazon stuff, like the way they were talking about it, it really feels like, oh yeah, we think they did a great job, but you know what I mean? Like I don't know if it mattered.
The problem is like I get where IO is coming from and Hitman and everything, but like taking this job on to make a Bond game, which is a very heavy license, did you really think you were always going to own that license? Like,
well,
there's
the
no
problem
way.
is in the meantime, Amazon bought it and decided they were going to fuck the whole thing.
Because I want to say that this game was announced, like they were announced to make a Bond game. It was like 2018 or 2019.
A long time ago.
It was pre-pandemic, and then we just heard nothing about it till like last year.
The way Amazon is they're gonna want full control over this thing because they're basically already said or implied, well, we're not going to let IO publish anything. It's going to be us.
Yeah.
So that's already strike one, because then that means they're going to have their fingers in it and do what they want to do.
It would be a real shame to see nothing else come of this.
It would. It would be a colossal shame because
we've made something really good.
It's a fantastic first step of this.
Yes. Exactly.
A lot of games don't necessarily do this well at the start when trying to do something. Like, look at Uncharted is a perfect example. Go play Uncharted 1 again. It's not great.
Rough.
It's horrible.
It's bad in a lot of places, but it built into something else. This is starting from like an Uncharted 4 level, and we're already moving.
Yeah, I would. Funny thing is, especially that Vietnam level, like driving the boat, that reminded me of that area in Uncharted 4. And I was like, boy, I really feel like I'm playing Uncharted now.
Yeah,
driving this boat. So, but and also like he was Bond through and through.
Yeah,
like they don't shy away from who Bond is in this game. Like going in, I was like, are they gonna, no, because there's been those complaints online I've seen too, where it's like Bond's being bossed around with these women. I'm like, no, he's not. He's being Bond. Have you watched a Bond movie?
I think they do a great job of like subverting some of the stuff. Like in the beginning, he's like, well, I'm a loner, and then he makes friends with those two guys, the girl and the guy, and then by the end of it, they give him a really good reason to be like, I'm not going to make friends anymore, kind of a thing, because of like what happened.
Yeah, no, so they give him a very good reason.
They build that up. They build like his personality is like on point with how he wrote. My favorite part is in that Vietnam level when they're like, oh, hey, you got to find these 3 people and you got to give them this thing so we can track him. And you get into that one guy's thing, and they're like, okay, what's your cover? And he goes, hey man, I'm James Bond. I just wanted to let you know. Like, he just fucking just tells the guy.
Yeah,
that's a good one. He's like, don't worry about it, and then it works. So
yeah.
It's great because like he knows what he has to do to get stuff. It's exactly what Bond is.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I think the performance is nailed what you would expect. Like at my other way I graded this is like if I had went into this as a movie and walked, I would be very happy with like, okay, this is the start of a new Bond,
right?
And that's what I can hope for, whatever they end up doing.
We've set up this like his counterpart. The female counterpart, and we've left that open for if we want to go to that in the next one, we can. If we don't want to, we don't have to. Yeah, they do a lot of good stuff of closing this one, but it's wide open.
Yeah. So overall good. Like I said, is 8 out of 10 for me. Other than that, I mean, I've been playing more Dead Cells, getting ready for the Castlevania game. So I've been playing a lot of that Castlevania content they put in that, which is really good. It's Dead Cells. Dead Cells is an awesome game. I don't think I need to say more about Dead Cells. The only other new thing, and then I'll talk about Crimson Desert for a little bit. I tried this week because I think as of today or yesterday, the Steam sale's going on, but they put up a bunch of demos this month because I think they had like a demo thing on Steam. And one of the games I've been waiting for, and it's coming out next year, is this game called Necrofane, which is like Skyrim made. It reminds me of like Skyrim or Oblivion made if it was made like a Doom. Like it has the Doom visuals, like the polygon, a little bit nicer. But the game, I played a little bit of the demo this morning. The game's really cool. So it's something that I see what they're making, and I look forward to it when it comes out. So it's definitely worth downloading that demo. I think right now it just generically says 2027, but that is something I look forward to. Necrofane. So Crimson Desert. So I'm trying. My whole goal at this point is just to finish the story of Crimson Desert, which is very daunting. The other day before you joined us when we were playing Tomb Raider, I was telling Eric the complete the story trophy for this game only has like 3.3% of people unlocked it.
Well,
like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
You have to play through a majority of the content to finish the story.
So there's 168 missions in the story. I'm on like 153 or 154 now. So this game, like this game's taken a lot of churns with the story, and like as I've said, and I'll continue to say, the story is the weakest part of this game. It's really meant like the open world is what's mesmerizing about the game. The story is not, but this game takes a crazy left turn with its story where it went from like the fantastical like swords and sorcery and stuff to futuristic tech that is made by the orc race in this game. And they introduced the mech suit when there's a lot of them. And this is in a part of the game where I had mentioned it earlier, like hours and hours earlier in the game when I was playing it and I was just running around the map trying to unlock all the regions. I had run through this area where there is a robotic insect race. And I was like, I flew out to this island because, again, I'm trying to uncover this map. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on this island, but this is crazy. And it's an area where, like, the frame rate's pretty solid on a PS5 Pro. And then if you throw that at a TV that has 120 hertz, but when you walk into this area, it's a disaster. Because there's all these little insect things flying around. There's and when I say it takes a left turn, it's almost like you're being thrown into like Star Wars or something. Like there's laser rifles going on. Like it's crazy how this game all of a sudden shifts. So I got through this whole part now where you basically take down that entire. They're called the clockwork like bugs, and it's like one dude that made all of this race, and he was trying to take over this. Whatever you're on, whatever the world is called, and you end up taking him out. But that is where I was showing you the picture of like there's this thing in the sky, there's like a fortress in the sky, right? So you get to a point after fighting all these metallic bugs and everything, you fight a metallic dragon and you slay that, and this unlocks the actual dragon in the game that you can fly.
Okay.
So you then use that dragon to fly up to that fortress, which is like the Death Star. And you take that thing out and then crawl into it and then have to fight this mechanical eyeball boss in the Death Star to destroy it. Like the Death Star.
What the world,
It is crazy as hell. Yeah. And I'll say like the biggest bummer about this is the last missions of this game heavily rely on you using this dragon. The game gives the dragon mount a cooldown. And in game time, that cooldown is like 50 to 75 minutes. Which is terrible.
I mean,
so like I do that real time. So I did that mission and I got done. And then I'm like, all right, let me call the dragon in and I'll fly off to do this. Because the very next mission requires you to use the dragon because you have to take out these big cannons. And I'm like, okay, I'll call the dragon in. Won't let me do. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I Googled it because I'm like, I don't understand. And yeah, you can either go and try to make like a potion you can drink to like speed up that cooldown, otherwise you have to wait. So I'm like, I guess I'll wait, and I just ended up doing side stuff until I could use the dragon again.
Great,
like, it's
that
very tough because it halts your progress to a complete standstill in that story until that happens. And I'm like, they didn't think this through very well. I will also say this entire part of the game is a frame rate disaster. Because this stuff's going everywhere on the screen and you have to go through the one sequence where you get the mech suit. I didn't realize, like, I was like, oh, this is just the one mech suit in the game. No, there's like 100 of them on this island. So when one blows up, you go into a pod, get another one and just keep going. And when you keep getting these mech suits over and over again and then fighting all this shit that's in the air, like it is insane. There's too much going on. The game, I understand, like the game cannot handle it. I get it. Like we're pushing, even of a PS5 Pro, we're pushing limits here. So once you get out of that area, then the game like runs perfectly fine like it should. But that part of the game, it runs pretty rough. So, and they put more good patches in that game since I stopped playing it to play Bond. Like now there's actually quick use buttons they've mapped to the D-pad for like consumables and stuff, which is cool. So they just keep improving the game and adding shit. You can put like a fishing pond in your camp now. and just build that out with your materials. Like I fell down the hole today because I had time to kill while I'm waiting for this dragon. So I was like, I'm going to start messing around with like the camp and see what I can do, because I haven't touched any of that stuff. There's a whole like economy in this game and everything. Like it's crazy the amount of shit that they've thrown in this game. And I'll also say I think when I looked at the counter today, I'm at 95 hours in this game. They're still showing me new mechanics at times.
That's wild.
Like through this story. I mean, it is so overwhelming. So I continue to love that game. It is amazing. And I told you, like, when you get to the point of ever playing that game, if it ever goes on sale, let it destroy your life. Like me.
Just wait for it to go on sale, man.
Nice.
Black Friday, it will. So, but that's the worst. That's the worst time because you're right around the corner of the GTA. So, Am I?
We'll get to
I think we'll get to it, man. But that pretty much covers what I've been playing. So I'll kick it over to you, dude.
Well, let's start off with a hot new release, Borderlands 4 DLC.
I saw you playing this the other day.
It's trash. It's extra trash, and it's bad.
Okay.
It's just a bounty pack, so it's not like a full DLC thing, but it added like 3 more trophies. The only real benefit to this is it includes another like free vehicle. So I finally I have the platinum for Borderlands 4 now because I didn't want to grind out getting free vehicles from like level maxing every other character, because there's so many other things I'd rather do with my life. But so we got that done, and then this is basically like it's a one like level. You know how in Borderlands like it's like broken up into maps, and it's just kind of like go to the end of this. That's all this thing is. It's like a dungeon thing in Borderlands. You run to the end, you kill a boss, and it's over. And then the other trophies are kill 2 more bosses, easy. And then, but here's the fun part. While you're playing, you go inside an arcade machine to do this. This is what this is. So it's like a digital thing. And there's tokens you can collect in the game, in the level, and you need those to open a chest outside of the arcade machine. And that's the last trophy. We finish the level. We finish killing the bosses. We get as many tokens as we can find. And then one of them, I see where one is, but we have to quit out for some reason. We come back in and it's gone. So it's like disappeared. Okay, it shouldn't matter. We're trying to do research, but this thing came out yesterday, trying to figure out what's going on. Can't figure it out. Leave the arcade machine. The guy who gave you the quest is supposed to be standing there, and all you have to do is talk to him. Sure. And unlocks the ability to buy these chests. He's gone. He has disappeared.
Of course.
So basically, it locked us out of that. So we quit for the night, and I was like, all right, hang on. So I started looking around. I restarted the mission because you can replay it. And it just resets everything. I speed ran it. I only got like 3 of the tokens, and bam, it worked. So the thing just fucking glitched out because it's Borderlands and it's made like shit. God, we were talking about it again while we were playing it. It's like I hate this game. I think it's terrible. Like Borderlands.
Will there be a Borderlands 5?
Of course there will, and it's going to be.
This one sell well enough?
I don't know, but like I don't think that Gearbox would ever give up on this franchise. Maybe it's not 5. Maybe it's something else. But
like a spin-off name.
Or what if they're like, it's Borderlands 1 remastered or a remake or something. Yeah. Like I could see them doing that, even though that game doesn't need that because you can just play.
They did that remaster like a couple years ago, yeah.
But what if they remade it, and
in Unreal 6?
They could. And we were joking about it too. It's like, do you think Randy Pitchford's going to jump in on like the AI train? It's like, brother, I'd be surprised if Borderlands 5 isn't 95% AI at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
AI. Which, is disgusting, but
very much so.
Like them, they're going to abuse the hell out of AI to make them.
They would be one that would definitely.
If they remake Borderlands 1, that's going to be an AI made game. That'll be Claude making that game himself. God damn, dude. Like, I think there's only one major pack left and then one like side pack left, and then I'd never have to think about this game ever again. Which would be a godsend. So that's done for now. I think it's they release a piece of content every month or so. Next thing was I started playing Marvel Cosmic Invasion finally, the beat 'em up game.
The one came out like last year.
Yeah, that game's incredible. It's just exactly like the Turtles or Like the
it's from the same people that made that recent Turtles thing, right? The Reshelled or whatever.
I think so. I
think so too.
They made something else of one of those games. It's just super fun, and like all the characters play different enough where you can pick who you want to be. Like the game, when you play through the story, it really wants you to pick like specific characters for each level.
Yeah.
Because I think you get dialogue and stuff for that. But I'm just doing a playthrough as like Captain America and Spider-Man, and then I'll play through it again. And then there's arcade mode where you can just play more of it and keep going on from there. So yeah, that game's really fun. That's another one of those things too where I wanted to play through it once and unlock everything, and then I'm going to probably play with my son because I know everyone wants to play it really bad. Next thing I played, you ever played that pedestrian game? The little like puzzle game on like
I don't know what it is.
It's a cheap, cheesy like little like puzzle game where you're just controlling like a stick figure and you have to like work your way through these like paths to like connect these doors, and you can move the rooms around and like draw lines to connect stuff. It's just a chill little like hangout kind of a game.
Sure.
Fun little thing. I've always wanted to play it, and then it showed up on Plus. So I was like, perfect. I don't think it takes very long to do. I think I beat the first level in like 10 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it's just a cool little like fun thing to play. And then really the only other thing I've put any kind of time into other than like, you know, more Dying Light or more Tomb Raider and stuff like that is the Vampire Survivors new content came out.
Is it a paid DLC or is it
free?
It's free? Okay.
Update. It just adds a new level, new items.
It's cool. How many trophies is that?
Like 10. I got 4 already. It's pretty simple, but
I need to finish the other one, the Callers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
It's
great.
great.
Very good.
Great game.
But yeah, it's pretty simple. It's straightforward. It's just one more level with some new characters and new items to get. This one has a new item where it's like a tuna fish, but this item is different where like it levels up independently and it can change as it levels up. So like, as you level it up, you'll get like a new pop-up screen where like, do you want to change it into this? You can. And then if you do all 6, then it becomes this other like powerful one where it's like all of them at the same time. It also adds like a cards system to it once you unlock the new like artifact thing in the game, where you can get cards that do different thing and like up stats and do other things. So just more Vampire Survivors content, which is always great. So, but I mean, that's really all I've played. I haven't done much else other than.
We're in kind of a lull till we wait for Halo.
Waiting for Halo, waiting for Marvel, waiting for Control.
I'm waiting for Control too.
The 3 things I have reserved right now are those 3.
For me, it's just Control and Halo.
Yep. Just waiting. Nothing else is grabbing me to play. Like I have to play it, you know?
Well, as I was telling my wife today, I probably will actually go back in the next couple of weeks here and finish High on Life too, because she's bothering me to do that. But I told her, I'm like, the only other thing I really want to play through this summer is I want to replay Control 1 before the new one.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
it's been like
kind of a long time,
a couple of years.
Yeah,
and I never played that like whatever that new version was, whatever they called it, the Ultimate Edition. Yeah. I have it, but I haven't played it. So
yeah, I never
played the DLCs. So
oh yeah, those are good.
I know what happens in them, but I've never played those. So, and I would tell you, like, I don't think you probably need to play Alan Wake 2 to understand what's going on in Control 2, but
no, I don't think you do, but
I should probably play Alan Wake at some point because Alan Wake 2 is a amazing game.
I need to get
that too. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
But you, man.
Nothing new. In all honesty, when I mean that, I mean that. I literally haven't played. I think I've spent more time this past week watching movies, and we'll definitely get into that. I got a lot to talk about. Then playing games. I've played a little bit of Arc Raiders, a little bit of Night Rain.
You didn't try any more demos or anything?
No. The only other demo I really downloaded was this one called Scritchety Scratch.
Okay.
And I felt like I had to, because it like popped up on my demos, and I was like, what is Scritchety Scratch? And it literally is what it is. It's essentially you're really just scratching off things. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing to it. You start off as a dishwasher.
Okay.
And for every dish you clean, you get like $2. And the more you clean, the more you earn, which allows you to, essentially gamble your money by opening scratcher tickets or like doing things like that and getting bigger scratcher tickets. So it's kind of like I feel like it's one of those games where you can just kind of play randomly and not really have much going on with it. But that's the only demo I tried out this week. I was literally looking on Steam now after you said something about that other demo.
Oh, Necrophane?
Yeah. And I saw
Seems
that. It looked
cool.
interesting. But I did download this one for Tides of Tomorrow that I still have yet to mess with.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it. And after looking at it, I told myself, you know what? I'm going to maybe try that demo out to see. Because from what it says here, it's from the makers of Road 96, and it's a narrative adventure. But from what Steam is showing, it's mostly positive.
That's cool.
Yeah, and right now it's essentially on sale. There's 20% off sale right now.
Well, so the Steam summer sale is going on right now. That just started, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I got to look through and see if there's anything that I want to pick up or play. I know the one that I was looking at that sounds really interesting is there's a game that's called Chef RPG.
Okay.
That looks really cool. That looks kind of like a cross between like Stardew Valley, but instead of the farming aspect, it's more cooking.
Oh, yeah. That looks
the game
super
looks
cute.
really interesting. I think it's still technically early access, but
It is. Yeah.
the game looks really cool. That was the one I was looking at. Like, I think I might check this one out when, because what is it on sale for right now? It's part of the Steam sale, I think.
Right now it's 25% off, so it is $19.99 regularly.
terrible.
Right now $14.99, which isn't bad either.
It's not bad. Yeah,
not at all.
My Steam sale limits are typically about 15 at the max. To be fair, so
Yeah.
the other one I was thinking about picking up because I played a little bit on it when I had Game Pass, and I think it would probably be an excellent Steam Deck game. Is that game that came out a couple of years called Carrion, which is like you're playing like the monster from The Thing, basically. It's a really cool game. I played a little bit of it and then dropped off of it, but it was like a Game Pass staple at the time. But it's down to like $2. So that's definitely worth $2.
Yeah.
And I feel like that again be an excellent Steam Deck game. So
Not bad.
so I'll definitely check that out as well. But yeah, that Steam sale, I think it goes through like July 9th or something. So there's definitely a ton on.
Yeah.
I really haven't dug into what I have on my wish list that much. So
Yeah, there's a lot. Like I was kind of looking over my wish list right now to kind of see what looks kind of cool. And like I've been watching a lot of gameplay of that game Mecha Chameleon.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it looks interesting and fun, but it also looks like one of those games where you have to have a lot of people to like enjoy it.
It's like you need to know who you're playing with too. Like
Exactly. So like you need like a group of like it feels like 5 or more to actually feel like you're enjoying the game.
It's fun though.
Yeah, it does. If you guys ever want to get it and run it, I'm totally down. But
I have to look. I'm going to do that this weekend because I have time. But I got to run through the Steam sale stuff and see.
There's a ton of stuff on PlayStation sale too.
like there's a shitload.
There is.
yeah, I was going through that earlier too.
I finally bought.
I think I got like that Disco Elysium, which I've always wanted to play. I bought that. It was like $10 for like the ultimate version of that.
That's
Oh,
not
that's not
bad.
bad.
I bought a physical copy of that when it was one of the Black Friday years.
I
but
regret not doing that. But for $10 digital, it's something I've always.
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to play that too. It sounds like a really cool game. So,
it's actually
but
weird as fuck, and that's like I'm kind of into that.
so I also have to go back to Lego Batman as well and finish that up. That game I know is not very long.
Did you buy that
so.
physical?
No, I bought digitally because I got suckered into the ultimate version because of the costumes.
How am I supposed to borrow games from you if you buy all this shit?
You know why I did that, right? So I had a physical copy of that game reserved, the Ultimate Edition. And one of the bonuses was you get it like 3 days early, which I hate when they do that. But I'm like, that's part of the point of paying for the bigger version. And then Amazon decided to fuck me and say, no, we're not going to ship this for a week because we oversold on it. I'm like,
fucking weird.
And that at the last minute, I was like, fine, I'll just buy it digitally. Because like, even though I don't care about the early access, and I honestly did not even start it until after that period had ended, I was mad because like that's part of the bonus. That's dumb. So I got mad and just bought it digitally. So
That makes sense.
Control, I'm gonna buy physically because I want that steelbook. I got a hunt
lately, man. I bought the new Magic cards came out, like the Marvel superheroes card came out.
Yeah.
My son and I collect them, so I was like, oh, I'll just order a box on Amazon ahead of time. I got them like 5 days early somehow.
Oh, damn.
I mean, okay.
They're really weird. Like they did this thing when Prime Day started this week. I ordered my wife a Bluetooth speaker because she's been buying like not the best ones like when we've been out, and none of them have worked. And I'm like, you know what? I've had one that I've had for 8 years, a brand that I trust. It's never had any problems. Whenever it goes on sale, the newer version, I'll get her one. It happened to be on a Prime sale, so I bought it. And it was like immediate. It was one of those things where like I bought it in the morning and they were like, oh yeah, you're going to have this by like between 5 and 10 o'clock tonight. I'm like, on Prime Day, I don't think so. That thing was delayed like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that makes sense. Now, if this was Amazon 15 years ago, they would have extended my Prime membership 30 days. They don't give a fuck about that anymore.
No.
So
No.
Sounds
could
about
care less.
They're going to raise the price on it instead. That's what you have to pay more if you want it.
Hey man, I'm waiting for the next price increase where they take another thing away from Prime Video, but then add it to that tier you have to pay for to remove the ads, and then make it another like $4 or $5. That'll be the next thing they do. So, but we can kick over to the news because there's a lot of there's big things.
Lots of
there's
bangers.
big things.
Yeah.
Lots of banners. We'll
Same within like 3 days of each other. It's crazy.
We'll start with the biggest one, and there's a lot to it, and that is we'll call it the Grand Theft Auto 6 blowout. I think would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Extravaganza. So Extravaganza, that included no new trailer, but if you want to look at 63 new screenshots of that game.
Ask the question. Do you need a trailer for this?
No. They know that too.
What could they possibly have to show anyone that would convince them, like, okay, now I'm in?
I would like to see actual gameplay, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fucking.
They don't have to put out another trailer for this game until it comes out, and they know that.
Talk about the game anymore. It's over.
No,
the pre-order
it's over.
started. Nobody cares.
Well, let's hit on the big points here, and we can move forward with it. So there's two big things to unpack with the announcement of pre-orders went live on Thursday. There's two big parts of it though.
There's one more.
So the first is there will not be a physical edition of GTA 6. We're not going to sit here and say there will never be a physical edition, but at launch there will not be a physical edition.
Yes.
It is digital only.
Yeah.
If you buy a box copy, it is a code and a disc. They are selling a box copy. That has been a huge sticking point with people. There are a couple retailers that have actually said we will not sell that. This is not really surprising. And they're the retailers you expect. Like this isn't a Target or a GameStop. Yeah.
Which is
makes sense.
Have you bought stuff from them before? They're great.
Yes.
VGP
they're great.
Rules.
I 100% understand why they're saying
If you're looking to buy, I don't know if people don't know about these people. Like if you're listening and you don't know about them, and you want to buy your games online, VGP is the way to go, like by far. A lot of times it's because they're a Canadian company, a lot of times it's actually cheaper for you because of the conversion stuff.
They also seem like if you ever go on Amazon and you're looking for something that's a couple years old that might be out of print, they tend to get those things in stock.
Actually lobby for reprints on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like weird RPG one-off things.
Nice.
A lot of times they'll get reprinted. They were how I got Lunar. Remember Lunar?
Yeah, that was a big deal when that came out. Yeah.
Yeah, so VGP is not going to carry it because they have a policy to not carry codes and boxes.
So that's part one of like the big news. There's no physical edition. Again, there could be one later down the road. I think they even put in here. They're talking, and I think down the road. I do think. Again, part of it is like we're in 2026. Most people are going to buy it digitally. Secondly, I do think it is to keep this game a secret and not leak until it comes out.
Because like they brought that up and I was like, you know what? I didn't think of that right away, but it makes a lot of sense because there will be people there would have been people who would break into these facilities, rob these fucking trucks, and do whatever it takes.
this would be the game that it would happen for,
Right,
100%. And also, like, they are, so even if you buy that physical copy that has a disc, that will be sold a week early.
Right.
They're going to let everybody preload the game on November 12th, so a week early. This also, I guarantee if this game did come out, it'd be 2 or 3 discs.
It would be like Baldur. I was talking to somebody like it would have to be one. There has to be an install disc.
Yeah.
Because that would end up being the dual layer Blu-ray where it can hold 200 whatever. And that would be the install. And then you would also have a play disc. But again, even a physical copy of this game is not going to contain the full game on the disc. And it's not going to work without connecting to the fucking internet.
Not at all.
Like, I don't have a problem with that because I like physical media and I like the shelf aspect of it. That doesn't bother me. But for people to argue that they won't buy digital because there's no physical that would require an online connection is insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's the wrong argument to be having.
In 2026.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, this game could be as polished as it can be day one. There will be patches for it.
There has to be a patch.
There'll be a day one patch.
Easily.
Guaranteed.
Easily.
For sure.
The bigger shoe drop on this is the pricing structure. And it's not, I don't think it's necessarily how it is priced out, but how they are handling it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the standard version of the game is $80. And so that the argument is that will probably raise the standard price of games. Other companies that have big AAA games will do it. Nintendo is already doing it.
Zelda's going to be $80. I can tell you that right now.
Easily. Without question. Zelda will be $80. That Fire Emblem game is $80.
Yeah. Mario Kart was $80. Like, it's already
Mario Kart was $80. Like, it's already started. So and again, it is what it is. What my bigger issue is that you really want to buy the $100 version of the game.
You kind of have to if you want to.
Yeah.
So
you have no choice.
It's
what they've done here, which also I think led to the dumbest IGN article in recent memory, but they are gating off certain stores in the game that you can only get in with a VIP pass, and that is in the $100 version of the game. And again, you can buy that $20 thing piecemeal, but that essentially has made this game $100. The problem I have with it, and I think most people do, is like, this isn't content they're adding to the game. This is content they cut to then make the game $100.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because now we're back in. It reminds me of the years where we had the online pass.
Yes.
So it's similar to that.
It's literally content that's in the game that is locked out to you unless you pay them an additional $20.
Yep.
Horrible. Like to lock like a mission to missions or DLC behind $20, fine. Okay, fine. To literally in game have you not be able to enter a store,
like certain stores, which is a big part of GTA.
$20 for the customization aspect is a really strange like manifestation of you didn't pay us enough money.
It's very weird.
It's so strange. And like the other thing to go along with this, like pre-orders and the pricing structure is like, if you pre-order it on the PlayStation, because the day after they announced those pre-orders, I don't know if you know this, your PlayStation turned into a giant Grand Theft Auto ad when you turned it on.
Well, they even updated the app on your phone so that the icon is GTA themed. Yeah. Oh no. So you don't have a Series X, so you don't experience this. Xbox, since the Series X generation, will do that periodically where you turn on the system before it even, like, it'll boot, before you even get to your dashboard, it'll be a full screen ad you have to click out for if it's like a big game. Like they did it when Starfield came out. They're going to do it when Gears comes out. Like any big profile game, they do that.
PlayStation, you turn it on.
That's so crazy.
First on your dashboard.
They're doing it on PlayStation. It's not as bad as the Xbox, but it's very similar.
And you have to dismiss it. But so I went to the store page to look at it because I just wanted to look at it. And sure enough, it says pre-orders include a 1 month of GTA Plus. Because remember, that's back and you're going to have to pay for that. Auto renews.
You have to have it turned on auto renew. Yeah.
That's crazy as fuck because now they're going to count on all these people not reading that and not turning that off and immediately get an extra, $10 every month?
$7.99.
Whatever it is. Like, to not realize that they're paying for this.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole point of that.
Yeah.
It's very predatory.
That's insane, dude.
again, that's a pre-order bonus. My other thing with this game, like, it's digital. There's absolutely no reason to pre-order this game right now. I do not understand. Like, they sold out at Amazon.
Yeah.
The physical box that has a code in it sold out on Amazon in 8 minutes.
They're
Why?
losing their minds.
I
Because
don't understand.
People are like, oh, I locked in my digital pre-order on like Reddit and stuff. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're not. They will never run
can't
out.
run out of
It's infinite.
It's
It's not. Like, I will buy it the day you can preload it.
If you want to pre-order and when you can preload it, fine.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
It's June.
There's no need. So you're gonna sit with that icon on your dashboard for 4 months?
Some guy was like, why
It's so
an extra
stupid.
$100 right now? I might not have an extra $100 in November. Take the $100 and put it in an envelope and set it,
Right? Yeah.
and then just don't
Like,
touch it. What the fuck are you
I don't-
talking about?
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's
This whole
crazy.
thing is just like people. We knew it was going to be weird, and we knew it was going to be kind of fucked. We knew the price was going to be more than normal, but like it's still fucked even more. But the thing is like for as many people that are complaining, all those there's 5 times as many idiots who are just all in no matter what, no questions. How many of those people don't even realize there's no multiplayer, and that it's not a part of the game?
There,
And it
you know,
won't be for
I
a
will
long
tell you
time.
right now, if we were still at GameStop, there would definitely be those people that would come in and go, I can't wait to go home and play the online.
Right.
I got bad news for you.
Well, that's why they had to come out and be like, this is a single player experience.
Yeah.
Because multiplayer, because we've talked about this before, it's what is it going to be that's going to entice them enough to turn off the money-making machine that is GTA Online? Why would they
Well,
turn that off?
I don't think
why would
they
they
will.
introduce their own competitor to something that they run? That's crazy.
Exactly.
Unless it is a substantially different experience. Like if they can make it more of the like role playing game that those people turn it into, then
Yeah.
that's a different experience that they can sell you. But if it's just the same shit,
I also
in a new
think-
app, why make it a new thing?
I also think they haven't fully figured out how they are going to get
No.
people to migrate over to this from what currently exists.
You're not going to get to keep your stuff.
No,
No.
there's no way.
They're not going to
I
let
think-
1,000 people show up in the new GTA Online. It's not possible.
I think it's probably
Yeah.
another year before you see GTA Online or whatever this version of it is.
And it's
They're
not,
focused on this.
I bet you it's not included because now that they've said that this is a single player experience and they're being upfront about that, they never have to add multiplayer to this game.
They
ever
are
again.
they are very key in that to use the phrase single player experience.
over and over and over again. Because
That's wild.
at best, what they could do is like, okay, you can launch it from within this game, but it's not the
Mhm.
same thing.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
why
It'll
don't
be
they
interesting to
lock-
see how they handle
Why
that.
don't they just lock the player thing behind GTA Plus? Sorry, you have to have a subscription to play it.
I feel like that's probably what they will do.
It makes sense. We're talking about a process that PC games use. Phantasy Star Online for the GameCube, you had to pay monthly to play that game online. Why
It's
wouldn't GTA just do it?
it's sad to me that I thought the play here was going to be okay. The game's $80, but if you want GTA Online, you have to pay us $100.
Yeah.
And I would have rather
That makes more
that
sense.
than hey, we're going to cut physical buildings out of this game you cannot access
I
unless you
was
pay
talking
$100.
to a friend of mine. I was like, "How funny would it be if you walked up to a store in the game and your character pulled on the door, it wouldn't open, then you looked over to the side and it just said no normies allowed." Like there's just like like it's over a water fountain. You know, we're segregating the player base,
Damn,
Yeah.
that's
and then
wild.
and then it's just
It's crazy.
I can tell you, I went from wanting to buy the game to not wanting to buy the game.
I went from wanting to buy the game to I still think I'm going to get the game, but maybe I just wait for a sale. Like I don't know if I need it right away anymore.
My thing is there's literally nothing else coming out in November.
Yeah, but that's because your September and October are fully loaded.
Yeah, they are.
If you spread
Yeah.
that shit out, you're good.
They should have, but they
should
won't.
have. Well, now I don't know why you'd be so afraid of it.
Yeah.
I don't either. I still don't get that. I will say I think this is funny, and this will lead us into the Xbox stuff, but it is the PlayStation pre-orders are outselling the Xbox pre-orders 6-1.
Well,
Does that
there's
surprise
a lot
anybody?
of factors for that in terms of how many more PlayStations are there than Xboxes. That would be number one.
Well, that'll segue us into the Xbox stuff because they announced that this. I was hesitant to make this our breaking news to start, but I really wanted to start with the Grand Theft Auto shit because I think that's more pressing. But they decided yesterday to announce, and this is after their big swing at the E3 non-E3 and that new CEO coming out and talking about how consoles need to be affordable again. They've decided we have to raise the price of our consoles again this generation.
Again.
This is now, the third time that they've done this?
Second major one.
Yeah. And this will begin on August 1st. A Series X, and we'll just start there. A Series X, which is currently, if you did not know, a $650 console. That console that came out in 2020 at $500 is $650. Will now be increasing to $800. Basically, the price of a PS5 Pro. You can get a Series X. The digital version is going from $600 to $749, and then the Series S 1 terabyte is going from $449 to $600. And the regular 512 is going from $400 to $500.
That's insane.
And they are phasing out the 2 terabyte model because it's too fucking expensive. And this, of course, they're putting the blame on the memory thing and all that shit. And I'm going to read because we got an email about it. So I'll read it here really quick and we'll get into it. Andrew from Harvey, Illinois says, "Hey guys, what the fuck is Microsoft doing raising their console prices yet again? Seriously, it's to the point now that we are close to almost double what the system cost at launch. It's extremely ironic that this comes after the new CEO has said multiple times that gaming isn't affordable anymore, yet they still choose to do this. Absolutely insane." I told you the other day, Matt, like at this point, you should trade yours in. You will probably make money on it. If I would have waited another year, I would have made money.
That's how absurd this is. You could sell it used on Facebook Marketplace for $600, and that'd be a good deal for them, and you'd make money.
Yeah.
And I didn't even keep the launch one I had. I kept the spare one that wasn't as old. I sold GameStop my launch one.
The problem with this whole fucking thing is, this comes right after we just talked about how we're going to bring exclusives back. We're going to try to lock this shit back down on our system. So the only place you can play Gears is on an Xbox. But now you've got to pay us more money to play that game. If that game wasn't going to sell before,
it really isn't going to sell.
It's dead now. And if you think Clockwork Revolution is going to sell more than 100,000 copies, you're out of your fucking mind. That game's dead on a it's over. They have lost their fucking minds. And yes, you can blame as much as you want on this RAM and all this other kind of shit. Fine, because the whole world is fucked when it comes to stuff. I get it.
Well, it's because of the data centers.
Sure, but I mean that's a whole other rabbit hole. But
it is
to come out here and blame that
garbage,
and then just say, you know what, this is happening, so we're going to pass it on to you in a time when we're struggling to even stay relevant.
Yeah.
Who in their right mind would ever buy an Xbox ever again?
Given this now, and this starts August 1st, so it's clearly happening before Gears comes out, do you think we get 6 months past Gears coming out and it's not going to sell well at all? We know that.
No.
Do
you think they go back on that being exclusive? Because
I don't know anymore, because I don't know what the plan is anymore. I don't think there is one.
I think the plan is they throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks. That's what I think.
Like, how many times can you backtrack on the plan? Nobody, like, you've already ruined it. Like, you almost fixed it a couple weeks ago when you were like, we're gonna try to do this. But even then, it was like, well, this is weird because you're going back on something else. Now you're raising the price. And then you're saying that next year they should go back to this. But next year they've already said RAM prices are going to go up 2.5 times next year.
Yeah.
By next year, and Series X could be $1,000.
It probably will be by the end of next year.
Then no one's then not only is Microsoft,
nobody's buying one right now.
No one's buying systems now. You think they're going to pay, like, whether or not you have to raise prices? You cannot honestly think from their standpoint that this is going to sell systems are going to sell. Who would there is be like, no, this is going to work.
Exactly.
They should all just say, what are we doing? Like, we should just
at some point they have to accept, like, we're so far into this generation that you should have the acceptance that we've had every other generation of, like, you sell the systems at a loss and you make that revenue up in games.
Yeah.
Game sales and peripherals and stuff. We're 6 years into this generation. There's never been a permanent price decrease for either system.
No one's buying this.
Nope.
No one's going to buy it. If they make another one, no one's buying that either. Why would I?
I also, and we talked about it last week when we went through all the showcase stuff, but like the time to announce bringing back exclusivity, it was not right now.
Nope.
They needed to wait until they put out their next system and they start a new generation. To do that in the middle or tail end or wherever we are in this generation, I don't know where we are at this point anymore. I couldn't tell you if we're at the tail end or if we're in the middle of it. I don't know because everything keeps going up in price. And you're not going, like, nobody is going to run out if they come out still and they announce, hey, the Project Helix is coming out next fall and it's going to be $1,200.
Then they might not. Then
Nobody's
they honestly might as well not release it.
Yeah,
they shouldn't. I do think at this point it's going to push those consoles. They saw, and we'll get to it. We got the Steam machine to go over, which we haven't got to yet. But like, that's a good indicator that the way that thing has landed now, even though it is different than a new PlayStation or a new Xbox, both of these companies were watching that and saw the reaction and went, I don't know if we should put out a system next fall when this thing is that much money.
They're not. The thing is like, at this point with this price increase, to me, Xbox isn't even a part of the next generation. They've ended it. They've ended it. They're done. They can't possibly think that this is going to work in any form. No.
It's a shame. I want to play Gears of War. I'm going to play Gears of War.
They're not selling anyway. Why would this help?
It wouldn't. It's just because they don't want to take on the cost.
Right.
We know because of the stuff that came out, we know their margin and how incredibly short it was for profit.
They act like they're actively making new ones. No, they're not. Why would you? You have tons of stock you can't sell.
That was that argument they made the other day. Like, we can't keep these in the stores. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about because I go to the same Walmart and it has the same systems with the same amount of dust on them that I've seen for the last 2 fucking years.
Yeah. You're not selling.
They're not selling.
No.
I see PlayStation sell, but I've never seen in the last 2 years, I've never seen one of those systems move.
Father's Day alone, we were out doing something. I saw 2 different people buy systems for people.
And were they PlayStations? Yeah, exactly. I don't even see Switch 2s move very often.
Not
anymore,
as often, but like that. But people are buying those, and again, if you want one of those,
that's going up
too.
Yeah.
But the darkest part of this whole thing is, when's the PlayStation increase?
It's got to be. It has to be before GTA,
right?
It has to be before GTA.
Sorry, it's $100 more. Why not cash in when you can?
Well, is the PS5 Pro $800 or $900 right now? I could see that going up to $1,000.
I could too. And if
I made the right decision at the time I did buy that. I really did.
Time to do it. October is when you should do it, because then it's like, oh, sorry
guys. Hope you're locked in for GTA. You saw even like Best Buy, I think, was doing a deal. If you buy a system and a reserve for GTA, you get like $50. Like, woo, $50 really helps me out here. Yeah. Like, insane.
Well, right now, the PlayStation 5 Pro off of PlayStation's website is $899 for a 2 terabyte.
They're $900.
But that's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only one model. It's 2 terabytes.
Then it's $900 right now.
So that would easily go over $1,000 then.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
If we're going off this, because the Series X increased by about $150. So I would roughly say that's probably what they would do for a PS5 Pro.
I tell you what, man, if Xbox raises the price again, I definitely will sell my other one.
I would do that because that's insane. Like,
crazy.
I thought I was getting I got a hell of a deal last year because, like I said, when I worked it out in my head, I only lost like $40, and I was like, "That's a pretty good deal."
It's still not bad.
If I would have waited a year, I would have probably made $40 or $50. So it is what it is. But I've been using that system more just to stream stuff and watch movies on it, like, because I'm at the point where I'm like, I really need to turn this thing on at least and use it. So, but. I mean, this also comes off the heels of there's going to be more Xbox layoffs. They're rumored for the end of July. Compulsion Games has been closed, which is the people that made South of Midnight. The other wild one, and I put it in here, and I think this broke right after the last episode we did, was everything going on with Ninja Theory and Senua, which it seems like that game, they really put it in this showcase as an ad for that studio to be bought by somebody else, because if it's not, they're probably going to shut Ninja Theory down too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So we've also heard like Double Fine is in trouble. Like there's a bunch of studios.
These are all great ideas they have to really bring Xbox back. Fire everyone, close everything, raise the price.
But as I've said before, and I'll say again, but Matt Booty continues to have his job.
Crazy.
But these are all failures under his leadership of these studios. Yep. There's too many studios. And I agree. Like there's too many studios and they need to consolidate. But again, like what did a lot of these studios do for the last decade?
And Matt Booty promised me a Perfect Dark game. Where is it?
Well, you don't get that anymore.
He told me it was coming.
Nope.
He showed it to me.
It's like, what? And again, we know now like how terrible the leadership was and why it needed to change, but I feel like this lady's talking, two ways as well as Phil Spencer was.
Way to shut the whole thing down and not come off looking like a dumbass.
Right.
I don't think you can.
How come Sea of Thieves keeps getting content?
How come Sea of Thieves is getting a fucking movie?
Right.
I didn't put that in here, but they're going to make a Sea of Thieves movie.
God,
that's wild.
We have 5 Pirates movies.
When they finally realize that this game isn't making them any money, is Rare closed too?
They canceled Everwild, so like, what else do they have?
They're a Sea of Thieves content machine.
It's clear they're never going to make another Banjo game. So there's probably like 12 people that work on Sea of Thieves.
They possibly need for those people.
I don't know. But they're just a mess right now. And like, it just, I'm sure in the next 2 weeks, there'll be more that comes out. These layoffs will probably happen. We'll hear more about them. So,
well, then it's something going around too where they were like, we're thinking about spinning Xbox off on its own again.
They were talking about that, but I didn't put that in here because that was more of a rumor.
Does that make it easier to close if they just separate it from the Microsoft?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Then they just be like, oh, it didn't work after we spun it off, and I think we're just going to shut it down.
How much, because they haven't announced it yet, how much do you think that green system is going to cost?
What's the
special edition? It's just 1 terabyte. They're not doing 2 terabyte systems anymore.
Right. So what? The 800?
The regular one's 800. Do you think that's 9?
9.
Okay.
850 is minimum.
Okay.
Jesus.
I did not. It's crazy.
What the fuck? What the hell happened?
I don't know. The memory AI data centers happen. That's
part of it. But like they were in trouble before that.
The problem I have with it is they're using that as an excuse to raise the prices so that they continue to make a profit. Even though, again, this is the only generation that has happened. Every other console generation, these consoles have been sold at a loss because they depend on making the money back, the revenue for accessories, headsets, and games. This was the one generation, like everything else, where they decided to get greedy. So, I did not know this because I guess it just came out that the Persona 4 remake, which comes out next February, has a completely new voice cast.
Yeah, I saw that.
And people are upset about that. I mean, it's how long is that game? It was 2009.
It's old.
So almost 20 years. It's I get it, but at the same time, it's fine. It's a remake. Yeah. So
isn't Persona 4 is a PS2 game, right? Yeah.
No, it was a PS2 game because that's where I originally played like half of it on PS2 because that was like 3 or 4 years into the PS or the Xbox 360 generation.
Very late PS2 game, yeah.
But I never finished that version, and then that great PSP version came out, Vita the Golden, and that was the version I beat, and that was an amazing Vita like experience. So, but I never played that like remaster of that because I'm waiting for this. I'll just play the remake,
right?
So, and I haven't played any of those other remakes they made, but I've heard those I have them, like Persona 3. I've heard it's good. I just haven't had the time. What do you know about this Black Ops 1 and 2? Like, it's coming out, but it's only coming out to PlayStation, which makes no sense because Microsoft owns Infinity Ward.
Well, here's the reason for that. Nobody's gonna fucking play it on Xbox because nobody owns an Xbox.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah,
you're right.
You're not wrong.
I love that it's
a weird situation.
Like it's just I don't like, and these don't have. Yeah, don't they have?
They have the multiplayer and they have the zombies mode.
Those are going to sell like crazy.
Yeah, they are, because those are the Call of Duties that kids remember and love. So that was, I think it was after Black Ops 2 is where it kind of started to fall in that weird category. Because remember, I loved the space one, but not many. I liked Advanced Warfare 2, but then there was Infinity Warfare or whatever that one was called.
Sure.
And I really liked that one, but the kids hated it. So, because it was too space, and then they had to go all the way back to World War II. So.
Yeah.
Ones that people were like,
Black Ops 4 was the one I think where it was only multiplayer, and I don't think it did as well.
You need
because it was too soon.
Single player stuff in it.
There's also been too many Black Ops.
Single player experience.
That's gross.
Sony finally officially came out and talked about ending the PC ports and why they're doing that, even though we all knew that they were doing that, but they finally made it official. Yeah, they just didn't sell.
The amount of work it took for them to do those, for them to not sell, why would you do it?
Yeah.
Well, spend $900, buy a PlayStation.
Let's talk about the other blunder of the last 2 weeks. So we've had the GTA6 fiasco, we've had the Xbox stuff. Let's talk about the new Steam machines.
Oh gosh.
So, and we knew that the Steam machine was going to be expensive, again, because of the components that go into it. But the big blunder and mistake that they made here, which I would never have done this in a million years working at this company, is they decided to come out and say what it would have cost if we were not in a memory and GPU crisis.
Right.
So now you're telling people outright how much more they're charging you because they can. And that's a mistake.
For a box that's not as powerful as the console.
PS5.
As a Switch 2.
And a base PS5. Yeah, and Switch 2. It's a bummer. Here's the thing, like, even the hardcore Steam kids are upset about this.
You would think that the target market would be someone like me who doesn't have a PC capable of playing all this stuff. You know, I can make my iMac do a lot of it, but you would think the target market is me, so I can play my Steam stuff on my computer, on my TV. But at this price for a Switch 2, you're out of your
That's crazy.
mind.
Yeah.
If this system came out at max $500,
sure, I'll take one.
I would have been all in on it. Because I'd be like, yeah, that's something I can plop in my living room under my TV. My wife can play games that she cannot play on other systems because they're locked to Steam, and they'll play on this thing. And there are games that she's very interested in playing, but she doesn't come in here and use the computer. So this thing, and here's the other thing that I think is really dumb, but just the base model without controller, so you're just getting the box and the cords to hook it up, is $1,050 US. But if you want, and the base model is only 512 gigabytes, it's not even a terabyte. If you want to buy it with a controller, which is the Steam controller, it is $1,130 with controller. And that's just the base model. There is also a 2 terabyte model that is the without controller 2 terabyte model is $1,349, and the 2 terabyte with controller is $1,428.
That's
what
insane.
Are we doing?
That is insane.
For what?
You're in the ballpark of what I paid to build the computer I'm currently on.
Right.
At that point, like, it is ridiculous.
Like indie Steam games.
I already have a machine that can do that. It's a Switch 2, or a PS5. Like, this thing's dead in the water.
It's done.
There will be the hard people that buy it at launch.
The initial set will sell out because it just will, because people will do it. But this just reminds me of these fucking Steam machines that we had to sell at GameStop back in the day. Where
it is.
Sold a couple, and then no one else ever wanted one ever again. I
do like they quietly came out, because originally when they started showing this machine off last year, they said that it would do 4K. and they've quietly gone back and changed that wording to up to 4K.
Well, of course.
Which means it can't.
So it can do 720.
They also made the mistake of coming out and saying, well, if we weren't in the hardware crisis, the base model would only have cost $750.
It's insane.
That's
So I'm telling
crazy.
people, why would you come out and say that? Like, you just that this to me is as big of a blunder as the PS3 shoot ourselves in the foot or the Xbox One shoot ourselves in the foot moment. Like, to come out and say that when you announce these prices, well, guys, it would have been $300 lower, but you get it, right? Like, that's a terrible way to do business. But I agree, like, it will initially sell out because you'll have the hardest of the hard that are always there day one. But
right.
Even me looking on like the Steam Reddit and stuff, like, generally speaking, most people have no interest in this thing.
Nope.
Because at that point, just build yourself your own PC. So it has gone down as well as you would have expected it to go down.
That's crazy.
So, and it still doesn't have a release date. They have not. So if you go on Steam right now, you can sign up to be in the list when you can start reserving it, but they have not actually announced like a launch date. I think they did the same thing with the Steam controller and the Steam Deck when that came out. So, but crazy. I'm also glad I bought a Steam Deck when I did, because those are more expensive now too. Of course they are.
So this site says the Steam machine will start shipping on the 30th of June.
Yeah, it's supposed to be soon.
So they're shipping that soon. Okay, it is that soon. Okay.
Yeah.
So it does actually have a date. Okay, then I missed that because I didn't think they announced a date.
No, I'm
so
pretty
those are
sure
shipping pretty soon.
Point through.
Well, I watched I watched the other day the Digital Foundry video because they had one, obviously, so they were messing around with it. But even that guy's like, this is impressive for what it is. But again, you could also just build your own PC for not that much more and get a lot more out of it. So this really becomes like a boutique thing. But is it really, if it's not as powerful or just as powerful as a base PS5, which has been out for 6 years? So it's just kind of a bummer. Our last news article is that, to nobody's shock, Bungie has suffered massive layoffs because Marathon tanked.
Well,
They
Destiny stuff.
killed Destiny.
We're killing this.
Destiny, but Dan, Destiny failed to meet expectations.
I accepted that because I
couldn't stop laughing. I read it. A 9-year-old live service failed to meet expectations. It's been running for.
You can't say that when it's been out for 9 years. It failed to meet expectations. No, I think it fucking did for 9 years. Yeah.
This
Exactly.
Game is constantly running. Failed to meet expectations, yet there are people online lamenting the fact that it's being shut off or shut down.
Yes.
basically.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes.
Like, people are up in arms. They want it back. It failed to meet expectations. What the hell are you talking about? You can, if you had said we're turning this off to make Destiny 3, people would have been all for it. But to say that this game failed to meet expectations, what does that say about Marathon?
Yeah.
Jesus, that piece of shit.
You chose between Destiny, keeping Destiny 2 going, making Destiny 3, or Marathon, and you chose Marathon. Fine,
Yeah.
I think that that's the way to go, but I can already tell you, I don't know anybody who plays Marathon.
No.
I don't know anybody that plays
I know
Marathon.
I know
in fact,
2 people who did for like a week.
I have one person on my PlayStation friends list, and it's not our friend, it's somebody else that genuinely buys like everything as it comes out. Like, I remember him even playing Concord. So
Somebody had to.
I have never seen this person play Marathon. That's the one game where I'm like, but if this guy didn't even buy Marathon, then like nobody bought the game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I still predict that's going to be on Plus in August. I'm still going with that prediction.
They have to increase the player base.
They have to, and that's the easiest way that they can do it. So,
we're talking about a game that's already done. Like, it's a free weekend, guys. Come on.
Well, and Sony owns Bungie, so it's not like they have to pull a lot of strings to be like, well, we're just going to make this a free game on Plus now. Like, that really doesn't hurt them that much. Yeah, the free weekend. Remember the big ad in the Sony thing? Like, free weekend.
They're losing it.
What a bummer. Do you want to go over the GameStop dumbass move of the week real quick?
This is just another thing that really fucking set me off. Because they think they're fun and they're cute or whatever, or relevant, or like they think people give a shit about games.
They do.
Or they at least like pretend that they think that people give a shit about games. I can't even tell what the con is anymore. But they put out a press release about how, these stickers, our stickers have been hard to get off for 20 years, and we've got these new stickers, and ha ha ha, he he he. As someone who's removed tens of thousands of GameStop stickers in my career, you get a box cutter like this, and you slip it under the corner, and they come right off.
95% of the time. There is every once in a while there's the one that sticks.
One that got too hot or something, or too cold, whatever. And then you need some Goo Gone, fine, whatever. If you have
can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. We did it all the time. I did it all day, fucking every day. Price changes. You get a row of 300.
Oh my gosh!
Fucking stickers. I can't even count. I would have this stuck to my magnetic strip in my wallet on the back of my pants because I needed it all day to change stickers and stuff.
To be fair, I think once you had taken over that store, and then I had come in, I think we made a point to. Because there were a lot of games that have been on the shelf for a while where we go through price changes where it's like, there's been like 10 of these on there. So we would make a point like after you get to like 2 or 3 overlapping, just take them off and put a new one.
When there was like
10 or 12
over it, like
over and over and over again.
Just peel it off, put the new one on. Peel it off, put the new one on.
Because I hated that too when we get distros in where people would ship that copy.
Peel off. I was anal about stickers because it takes it's not that much more time than one of these to get that off of there.
Yeah.
The real you want to know what the secret thing about the sticker posting was? So because the points program is changing, did we talk?
That's the reason why.
This is why they could put this out because all these stickers aren't going to be hard to remove.
They need
anymore.
to save face on it.
Because they need to take off all of the current stickers.
Yeah.
They all have to go away because they all say rewards points on it.
Oh, damn.
You can't even leave it underneath because if somebody takes it off, then it's a discussion. Not that you'd be like, that's an old sticker and it ended and that's the end of the discussion. But in an effort to mitigate that, we just take the stickers off of every game. So if we're taking the stickers off of every game and we're putting new stickers on, then by default, they're easier to take off because they haven't been on as long.
Because that's how that works.
Right, because that's how that works. If they're on there forever, I will say, like, if they're on there forever and stores were putting 12 of them on top, and when they went to change that, they went peeled off the top 6. Over time, they can kind of like sink into it or whatever.
Yeah.
But any fresh sticker comes off immediately.
Yeah, it does.
So it's all just like another like, haha, people make fun of our stickers online, so we can put this out there because they have to print new stickers for everything. Because the points program, if people don't know, is over. Which is fucking crazy.
That's the bigger and crazier thing.
What the
it really
fuck
is.
do you get for being a rewards member anymore? You get $5 off once a month.
Yeah. Ooh, that's exciting.
You get 5% off trading cards that are marked up. Speaking of those Marvel superheroes cards,
yeah,
I bought a box on Amazon for like $120 something for 30 pounds.
Sure,
great deal.
Yeah.
You know how much that is at GameStop? It's like $200. What?
I'm not surprised by that.
I like 2 almost for at Amazon. So everything they ever do is just a ruse or a scam to get to the next ruse or scam.
It is.
Yeah. And it's all just like tee-hee. And then, another store's closed. Another store's closed. And then there's that thing going around now where like he's giving up his like potential $35 billion bonus, which he was never going to get. So it's easy for him to give it up. Because remember
he wasn't going to get it.
Yeah, he was never going to get it because the stock price had to like go up by like 100 times or something, whatever the fuck it was. So, but he's giving that up to try to keep pushing to buy this eBay thing, even after eBay like looked at him, laughed, and said, "Go the fuck away."
No.
Yeah.
Who are you? No. Like, get out of here. You're the guy who take Bed Bath & Beyond. Get the fuck away from us. You run a failing video game store? Wow.
Yeah.
You really like your bid. The whole company is just out of their fucking mind. And then the icing on the cake is when Grand Theft Auto got announced as a digital code in the box.
That fucked them so hard.
Ass off because it fucks them so hard.
So hard.
They were banking on every store selling hundreds of copies of this at $80
Absolutely.
a piece. Even if it costs them $70 to get him, it's $10 for every copy.
Now they're going to struggle to get people to reserve it. And the only benefit are the people that will trade stuff in.
Correct. Because you can use trade credit to buy it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But here's the kicker.
You could always do that anyways.
You can always do it anyway.
Code. Yeah.
But stores over, like, when they got announced on Reddit, people were like, oh, my store was supposed to get 200 reserves. I was supposed to have 200 reserves by Sunday. And then they're like, we got 5.
Yeah.
People are coming in and going, oh, yeah, I want to reserve GTA. Cool. It's a code in a box.
You have to be upfront with that.
Because God forbid, if we were still there, like, let's say we were still working there right now, I would tell you, like, you have to tell everyone who even asked you.
You have to.
It's a code 100%. In a box. You're getting it a week early to preload it. There's no physical disc. None of that. And just to be upfront, and you have to say that to everyone, even if they tell you they know, you have to say that. Because I don't want to have a conversation on the 20th or the 13th or the 12th when they open the box and you go, oh, you opened it? Congratulations. That's yours.
Yeah.
Code in a box. If you break this seal, it's over, dude.
It's over.
Yeah.
You could have easily just used the code.
Exactly. You could have gone in your car. You could have typed it in the store on your fucking phone. It's yours. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to have a conversation where somebody picks it up and opens it and goes, there's no disc in here. Even though the box,
gonna happen.
The box is going to say it. It's going to say it on the back.
Doesn't matter. People don't read shit.
It doesn't matter. Nobody reads anything. As someone who still works in a form of retail, no one reads ever anything.
Nope.
It could be bold. You could stamp it on a stamp and fucking put it on their forehead and smash their face into a mirror and it wouldn't break.
Nope.
Because people are stupid when it comes down to it, when it comes to that stuff. But, like, we're talking, like, stores. If GTA were a disc release, every store would easily get minimum 100, right?
Probably a minimum. Yeah, I agree with that.
Minimum to start. Now you're going to get a tenth of that. And again, it's like you said, because I can trade stuff in for it.
There will be those people.
Right.
Like, it won't be as big, but there will be those people.
But there goes their fourth quarter. I mean, there's rumors that there might be a disc release in December. Okay, fine. Or maybe not right. Maybe not that fast because they still have to print all these fucking things.
But it doesn't matter because people want it the day it comes out.
Correct.
The people that there will be a few of those sticklers, but let's be real. Who's really going to be a
disc? But again, it's like I talked about. It's like you're waiting for a thing that needs to check online anyway.
Yeah,
I get it. If you want it for your shelf, wait for the disc to come out and wait for it to be $20 in 2 years and put it on the shelf because it will be. And they're also not going to make an ultimate version of the disc version. There's no reason for them to print 2 physical versions that are different if they don't even want to print 1.
Exactly.
So, like the GameStop. The thing is GameStop has probably known about it for a while because they know this stuff before.
They've probably at least known for a couple months.
They know before. They know well before. Like when the Wii and the Switch were coming out, the GameStop knew the release dates of those long before that stuff was ever released because they have to know. But I'm sure that when Rockstar told them, like, hey, man, these are codes in a box, GameStop went, fuck. Because they're still going to sell systems for it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are a number of people who waited to buy a system ever.
Well, they've also, I was reading today too, like expect a PlayStation shortage this fall because even if they do increase it, there's still going to be people that go, oh shit, this game is not on PS4.
Right.
So
yeah,
it will be a true system seller game.
Right.
Like it is.
But yeah, GameStop, I guarantee they're not pleased because the other thing about this is why aren't they pleased about it not being physical, Kyle? They can't buy it and resell it.
They can't buy and resell it. There's no resale value.
No resale value on this thing at all.
They can't resell copies.
Even Switch game key cards could be resold. But they can't give somebody $30 for GTA and sell it for $76.99.
Or whatever. It would probably be like $78.99.
Yeah, fuck you. And you get no points and no discounts and go fuck yourself because there's no more rewards points. You know the best part about the rewards points things is if you have one, I think you still earn points as long as it's active until next year this time.
Okay.
But if you sign up for one after a certain point, you don't.
Okay.
And they've also taken away the $5 coupon for points rewards. So like I have enough points on there that I can't buy anything with the points I have.
So they're just going to be
They're
useless.
nothing to me. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't even think the next 3 games I'm buying are going to push me over the limit to get the next thing. Because they've cut back on how many points they even give you. The whole thing, like, they raised the price of that card, took the magazine away, cut the benefits in half, and now they're taking the points away. And boy, it really seems like they're just trying to get rid of that too.
They are, because they are trying to get rid of it.
They're trying to get rid of
That's the whole point.
everything. They're making more money marking up Pokemon cards than they are on anything else in that store.
Yeah,
100%.
Because even though they're
100%.
marked up, every time you go in there the day after, I will go visit my friend who still works there, and it'll be the day of or the day after or whatever. And even while I'm there, somebody will come walking in. Do you have any more of those Pokemon cards? No.
No.
Yes,
God.
they were 100% markup, but no, I don't have them because people buy them.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Fucking GameStop, dude. Like, God, we're so close.
We're very close. I think I do think that the rewards thing was a big nail, but I do think GTA being digital only, at least at launch, is a real nail in the coffin
It
as
just
well.
really sucks for them for like
Because
that quarter.
They were, they were banking on a
That's
huge fourth quarter, and like they'll still sell some systems, but like they aren't going to sell what they
sold
thought.
more if it was disc based.
Yeah.
But
So-
like they,
But guys, don't forget to get your pre-orders for before they sell out for GTA 6.
Hey, man,
That's the big thing.
Heard they're gone already. They ran out of numbers on the system. They ran out of randomly generated numbers. Don't worry, you can buy it. You can pre-order it today and preload it in 5 months.
There you
So
go.
ridiculous. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh, I might not have $100 in 5 months. Then you have bigger problems than pre-ordering a
You
GTA
have a lot bigger problem. Yeah.
auto, dude. Like, seriously.
I told you I'm just going to wait till the day you can preload and I'll get
wait
it
till
done.
that's
There's no need.
If I'm getting it, that's the day I'm waiting for.
There's no need for me to
If
do
I'm,
it now.
if I'm fully loaded on other stuff, maybe I'll wait. Also, it doesn't benefit them to say that there is going to be a disc version later now. Why would you tell people like
I think that's just a rumor.
it is.
I really don't think they're going to do it.
no, and it's based off of some AI response email that someone could have AI generated themselves in fucking ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But if I want you to buy this thing in November, why would I tell you in December you'll have a different way to buy it now? I wouldn't do that. I would wait for everyone to buy it, and then I'd be like, oh, hey, in February, we'll release a disc thing.
I think it would be longer than that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, whatever it is. But like, why would it be December? If the true argument is you don't want people to steal it, then maybe it could be December. But also, the true argument is A, they don't want people to steal it. B, they don't have to print discs. And C, they get all the money because people can't
They get
buy
100% of it.
They get all of it instead of half of it. We would sell used copies of GTA in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? People like, we got a used copy of GTA. Next person in line would buy it. Because there's always.
I remember that.
Well, I mean, Matt, you probably know, even though you didn't experience it. But like, people would come in the day games came out and be like, "Do you have any used copies?" This game came out 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? But every title within a week, you'd get at least probably 2.
Yeah.
Because there's always one person who just like buys it, beats it, and wants their cash. I need my cash back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this way they get 100% instead of not 100%.
Get all of it.
And they have to do zero work to get 100%. Like, this is where we're
Makes
going.
sense to me.
This just opens the door for AAA titles going forward to do this. Although, I would argue at this point with GTA, I don't think there's a third-party AAA title that's anywhere even fucking close to this level anymore that I would expect. Name one.
In the perspective of selling at $80 or going digital only?
Both. I mean, name a third-party title after GTA that could even argue to sell a digital copy for $80 only.
I don't know.
That would be anywhere even close to it. I can't think of
To
one.
GTA? No.
No.
There's We also don't know what else. Like this is also the game that's been taught, even though
This is the game that's been holding everything else up for years.
Yeah.
even though they really didn't start working on this game until about 2018 because they were working on Red Dead 2.
Sure.
Because everybody always like say, well, they've been working on it since 2013. No, that's not true.
They maybe were
They
what are we
concepting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were all in on Red Dead.
it was going to be Vice City for a couple of years. Because I'm sure they
Yeah.
picked around new places.
Well, remember, like either it was right before or right after the pandemic started, there was that leak of GTA stuff, and then when they finally put out that first trailer, whatever that was, a couple of years ago now, that just confirmed all that was true. Because remember, there was that leaked footage, and it was that when it came out, well, you're going to play as the female protagonist, and everything was like, this actually seems kind of legitimate. And then they just confirmed all that,
Right.
So, but they did the smart thing of they never talked about it.
No, because
They didn't bring any attention to it.
they're one of the few companies that understands what they don't have to do.
Mhm.
All these other people, and it goes with movies too. Like these people, like they don't realize that you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to say anything.
Certain things sell themselves. GTA is number one
I'd
on that
argue
list.
it's like how they're marketing this new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, so like you don't have to. I watched the second trailer because I was like, I have to. And you know what? To their credit, that really didn't give away stuff that you didn't already know.
No.
Like at most, it was like, oh, you see the Hulk in it. It's like you knew he was in it when they showed Bruce in the first trailer.
I will give them a lot of credit, but I'll give them a lot of credit because it's a Marvel movie and they love to show trailers for like 6-8 months before the movie comes out. They have done nothing in this Spider-Man movie. I think that first trailer was end of March, early April.
We just got one more now, and that's it.
Yeah.
You'll get
the movie's still a month away.
You'll get a TV spot, but it'll be shorter and it won't give away anything else.
And look at Doomsday. We haven't had an actual trailer for that movie
because
yet.
it doesn't.
We've had those weird vignettes.
Because it really doesn't need one.
I feel like your trailer is with Spider-Man. At that point, they have to.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. If they're smart, you know what they do for that trailer? It's at the end of the movie.
Of Spider-Man?
That makes more sense. Like, that's the post-credits thing, is a 3-minute Doomsday trailer.
That makes sense.
That would be cooler to me. Because it takes place after this.
Well, why don't we quickly do our game recommendations and we can kick over to movies and stuff because there's a lot to go over there too.
Yeah.
Game recommendations I just put on here because I was playing a little bit of it on the Switch 2. But I have, the copy behind me on the shelf here, but Castlevania Bloodlines.
That's from me. Which
I think is a very underrated Castlevania game. And again, one that I really didn't play a lot of growing up because I didn't have a Genesis. So great Castlevania game. And that if you pay for that Nintendo Online like $50 version or whatever, like it is a good port of that game.
Is that a version of another one of them?
What, Castlevania?
Yeah, is that
no? It's its own thing.
Game. Okay.
Yeah, it was not. It's not like how
it's like it's Castlevania 1, but it's on Genesis. You know what I mean?
No, that too. But how Symphony of the Night is a little bit different on Saturn and has some extra areas that is not on the PlayStation. It's not even like that. This is its own Castlevania game. It has a character that wasn't in any other Castlevania game. It's kind of crazy.
It's cool.
So I maybe I talked about this last week. I don't remember, but with the new Castlevania that's coming out this fall, the thing was everybody thought that this was going to be Sonya, which is the character that was supposed to be in the Dreamcast game that never came out. And it's funny. It's ironic because that's what I named my new cat, was Sonya, after this character. And that game's character is actually named Rose. So the character of Sonya Belmont will still forever be locked in a game that didn't officially ever come out.
Awesome.
So
Sounds
pretty cool. Right. That's also the name of my cat. So what about you, Dan? What's your pick?
I only because I've been talking about it with some friends of mine, but Advance Wars, 1 and 2. Not even the
I should play that Switch thing.
I need to play the Switch one, but I'm even just talking about because we were talking a lot about Fire Emblem, and my one friend fucking loves them all. He plays them all. Can't get enough of them. Is super pumped for this new one. I was like, you know what? Fire Emblem is one of those things where it's the 3DS one hooked me pretty big.
Really badly.
Really big. And then I feel
destroyed that game.
A lot of people. Awakening is an incredible game.
Incredible game.
But Other ones just really have never gotten me, but I do like those style of games because I really like Advance Wars. So I was telling him, like, if you've ever played these, like, you should really play Advance Wars, like 1 and 2. Those are phenomenal games. And I just remember playing those, like, on the DS ones aren't as good, but like the Game Boy Advance version of those, man, like I remember I played the one on my first ever conference trip when I was with Game Crazy. I played it on the plane, like there and back. And I was like hooked on Advance Wars 1. Love that game so much. I really do need to play that Switch one again. I need to get my...
I'm sure you have it, right?
Oh, yeah. I love Advance Wars. 1 and 2 especially. So I bought it knowing like, one day I'll be like, I want to play. So I think that might be soon.
That might have been the last physical Switch game I bought. So, but I should play it.
A Switch game recently? I don't think so. I think I have almost everything I would want for that.
I'm at that point with the original Switch too, where like every once in a while I look at those Wii deals for some of those like Mario titles that I didn't get, but
one, which was the one I wanted.
I got both of those now. Actually, that was the last thing I got. I do not have the new one for Switch 2.
No,
but maybe one day.
Can't do another Switch game I would ever really need to buy. And the problem is like all the ones I would want never fucking go on sale. If there was 1 or 2 left, it would be a Nintendo title, which never fucking goes on sale. But,
yeah.
I've been meaning to like hook that back up now that I've moved and gotten everything like settled, like to actually like fucking play Switch games again.
Like your Switch?
Nice. Yeah, like I can actually play through my... Because like my son, he plays a Switch, but he just plays Minecraft. It's funny because he plays Minecraft and the classic stuff. He loves those classic, like, I booted up the Game Boy and I played whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool, man.
Okay.
Well, for some reason, because he saw me playing Bond and I was like, oh, yeah, there's like GoldenEye. I was like, you could actually play that on your Switch if you wanted. He was like, I could. And I said, yeah. So he played it for a little. He was like, I can't really figure it out. And I said, yeah, controls on that are going to be wild to try to
pretty wild, yeah.
Now, but yeah. So
you ever actually sat down and held a 64 controller?
Yeah. I had one hooked up for a while.
That's got to be wild for kids today to look at. Like, what is this? That was a couple hard years.
Yeah, to learn that like at the time was really weird. But like now but that was also like your first like step into like analog stuff. To go backwards to that,
to do that now after a kid has been just using dual sticks for everything, like that would be really hard.
Yeah, and he's great at Minecraft. He can do that stuff, no problem. It's like, okay, well, the second stick on a 64 is kind of these like 4 little buttons. So you kind of have to figure out how to use. Yeah. I mean, playing GoldenEye back in the day in Perfect Dark, I got really good at fucking looking around and strafing and stuff, but I don't know if I could go back and do it again. Ugh.
No.
Yeah.
But you, Matt?
I said Magic. Only reason I said that, I actually have been playing the card game a lot. And
like the physical cards, or
like the actual physical card games. I've been getting into that a lot. I have one of my really good friends has been asking me for like a long time to start playing it. So like he just started getting me into it, and it's like I feel like because there's 2 different ways you can play it from what I know. It's like you can play it the original style way, or the commander deck is nowadays what they're saying. Okay. And that's the way I've been playing it right now, is commander based.
That's like the main thing now. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot. So I'm really restraining myself to buy them. Like I really don't want to buy sets. I don't want to have to build them or nothing like that.
That's the reason I don't get in, because I know if I do, I'll fall too hard into it.
We do it for
thankfully,
but
yeah, that's kind of how I bought some of the Final Fantasy packs. I bought some of the Lord of the Rings ones. I bought some of the original Spider-Man ones, and then of course I bought a lot of the TMNT. And that's just, again, it's just because of the art. I always think Magic cards have really have way better art than a lot of the other cards.
If you go back and look at the 90s art, like that shit is wild.
Insane. Yeah. It's crazy.
Crazy
shit.
Art from cards. Yeah. Which is super cool.
But yeah, well, and the benefit is my friend I'm playing with, he's been into Magic for years. So he's been actively collecting like sets of cards for literal years. He's got like cases upon cases upon cases of cards. So like thankfully in his spare time, he just builds decks. That's all he really likes to do. He likes to pick a commander and build a deck around that one. So it's nice because like I haven't had to really put a lot of into it because he has a lot of the decks that you can kind of just play around with. So it's nice when you find something like that. But yeah, I just been playing a little more of that, and like I did start trying to play the online game a little more because it kind of seeing how the difference is between the two,
like how it works.
Yeah. So I mean, if you kind of want to get into something else, try some Magic out, my guys. And plus, the cool thing
online is that like a free to play thing, or like how does that work?
Okay. It's free to play. You can either do it on your phone, or I have it for my phone and I have it for Steam. So either way, like cool. You can kind of play it either way. I will say though, the cool thing about it is like with the TMNT ones that popped out, I haven't seen anything for the Marvel, but I also haven't looked. Like there's a bunch of different sets that you can buy, but now in a lot of these newer Magic ones they're popping off, they have Commander decks you can just literally buy, which is like the Commander card and then everything you need to play an actual deck. So like, of course you can alter it and make changes to it. But yeah, I will say like if you're into it and you know you got some time, give it a shot, man. It's been pretty entertaining. So,
well, we can kick over to the movie and TV stuff. I will kick it off with the hot off the presses. Saw it today. Supergirl.
Woohoo!
I've seen Supergirl. And it's been kind of like the road leading up to Supergirl has been like, will I or will I not like Supergirl? Because I did not like how they portrayed her at the end of Superman. And it's funny because I feel like people are being unnecessarily brutal to this movie now that I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like crazy hard on it in a way where I'm like, I don't know, man. Do you remember The Flash from a couple years ago? Like, that movie, like, I love the Michael Keaton scenes in that movie, but take those out, that movie sucks. I walked out of Supergirl liking it a lot more than I thought I was going to the point that overall, flat out, I would say for me, it was a 7 out of 10. I think my buddy that I went to see it with said for him it was about a 6, and I could see the arguments for it being a 6 or being a 7, but I overall enjoyed it. I do see the problems in the movie, and the fact, like, the worst thing I can say about it is that if people went into Superman and walked out of that movie last year thinking that it was too much like an MCU movie, this is even more in that direction. It is. My wife said multiple times after it was over, she felt like it was Thor. And that's a very good way to describe it. It feels almost like a Thor movie. Like, it's not as jokey, especially as that last Thor movie, which I did not like at all. But it has its jokes, it has its moments, but it's never really like that. I also disagree with the argument out there that I keep seeing an argument where, like, the character of Kara Zor-El doesn't, like, move forward at all, which is, I highly disagree. Like, by the end of this movie, she's set up for what she's going to do in this next Superman movie next year. So I don't understand this argument of like, well, her character doesn't really have any change or anything. No, she does. She has a complete point. Like, the best way I can describe is at the beginning of the movie, she has no idea what the fuck she wants to do. And at the end of the movie, she knows what the fuck she wants to do now. That's the best way I can describe like the general plot of it, without spoiling anything. I won't spoil anything about it. There is one thing I admit. So this movie, unlike Superman, because Superman, everybody knows his origin. We didn't need to go through his origin, and they did a great job of not really doing that in Superman. There's only been one other Supergirl movie, and it was in 1984, and it is garbage. So you kind of need to do her origin here. It's not a big part of the movie. They spend the right amount of time at a couple pivotal moments in this movie giving you her backstory and where she came from, how she differs from how Clark came off of the planet. There was one line of dialogue, because, again, remember, when they're on that planet, they speak in Kryptonian, so it's subtitled. I missed one line of the subtitles, and there was a part of it that confused me. I didn't know until the movie was over, and I was talking to my friend. He's like, no, actually, that was different. They did explain that there. And I'm like, I guess I missed that line of dialogue, because there was one part I had a problem with in the movie. I won't say it here because it will spoil something, but I missed that and realized after that, no, that is explained in the movie. So,
okay.
So
but again, That was my fault. Yes, 100%. But like, I think the movie looks very good visually. The only CG in this movie that's bad is Crypto, but he didn't look great in Superman to begin with. And there's no easy way to do a dog character in a movie like that flies around and moves around like that. There's just no. I think this movie does a smart job. The decision here that is smart, even though you know this in the trailer, it's not a spoiler. It does teeter in the route of being a sad dog movie because the whole point of her is she has to go get the serum to save him after he's shot with this poison. And that's the whole crux of the movie. There is another element to it that she initially denies helping this person, and then this bad guy comes into it and boom, that happens. So they do a good job, I think, of sidelining Crypto where you don't see him in a good chunk of the movie. And that's a benefit because, again, he doesn't look great. But there's a lot of like more weird aliens in this movie. It reminded me almost like a Star Wars movie in a way because none of this movie really takes place on Earth. Oh. The only sequence that really takes place on Earth is the very end when she comes back from her odyssey or trip and she has a scene with Superman. And that kind of just leaves it as, yeah, you know what? I am going to chill out here for a while. And that's not really a spoiler because it's setting up what's going to be the next Superman movie. So it's not a spoiler to say you'll see Supergirl in that next Superman movie and she'll probably be a big part of it. As far as acting goes, I think she's really good as Supergirl. The movie does start out with her being, I joked for a long time, oh, it's Supergirl the drunkard. And it does start that way, but there is a reason for why she is that way. And the whole movie is about her shaking off of that. So again, it's incredibly predictable. As far as villains go, the villain of this movie is very weak. I think he does the best with what he's given. But it reminds me of some of those MCU movies where that was always the complaint, right? Like, hey, this hero is really good, but the villain is kind of whatever. That's what this movie. Yeah. Like the guy does the best what he can do. The other issue I have with the movie is, we'll be honest here, like it's a little weird seeing Jason Momoa be in a DCU movie and he's not Aquaman. Now he's Lobo. And the dude loves Lobo and he plays the part great. He's a great Lobo. I think they can do more with that character and it'll be cool. His character in this movie is literally only used as a plot device to move the plot forward in 3 pivotal parts where it's like, if he wasn't there to do a certain thing, I don't know how the story would progress.
No, that makes sense.
And it's unfortunate that that's really all he is in the movie, but his scenes are very good. And you can tell the dude just fucking loves playing Lobo. Like he eats it up every moment he can that he's in the movie, but he's not in a huge portion of it. It's a little more than a cameo, but not really. There's like 4 or 5 very short scenes where Superman's in this movie. And again, that guy's still a great Superman. I absolutely love David Corenswet as Superman. And I think he's going to be even better in the next Superman movie we get. So, and again, I'm speaking around a lot of circles because I don't want to spoil the plot. The movie literally just came out today. So, but I will also say at the same time, there was nobody in the theater I went to see this movie. And granted, I went at Friday opening day at 1:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, 1:00 on a Friday though, like.
But it's summer. Like I could understand if this was during the school year.
Being off on a Friday like you do.
Fair enough, but like
some of us work 9 to 5s.
I guess most kids are going to see Toy Story 5.
Yeah,
you know. I'd be curious if I walked into Jackass if I would have seen more people at 1:00 than Supergirl. I don't know, but I don't think it bodes well. And again, we've talked about like if Supergirl bombs, this is not the end of the DC.
No, I can't.
So they already have a plan. They're not going to just all of a sudden cut that back and do something else. No. This is the plan that will continue forward.
It's a Superman movie. He's got at least the TV shows. He's got at least another hero movie of some kind. Like,
well, the next thing we get is Lanterns, which looks awesome.
Which looks good.
It's in August.
Yeah.
They did show a trailer for it beforehand. We've seen the trailer, but Clayface that's in October.
Right.
That looks awesome too.
Yeah.
I think that will do better than Supergirl, if I'm being honest.
In order for this thing to be a failure, like 3 movies in a row would have to bomb.
It would, yeah. It would have to be like
2 years of bombs.
It would, and remember, like Superman didn't bomb; it just barely broke even.
Right.
This will bomb. There's no doubt in my mind this is going to bomb. It's not going to make. This movie cost $175 million to make, so it was only Superman cost $200, so it was a little bit less. And I'll say, like, going into the movie, I haven't really watched a lot of the trailers, but I was surprised at how good this movie looked, because I thought, oh, this Supergirl movie will be a little bit lower budget than Superman because they're going to throw all the money. No, I'd say this was at the same level. Like, it looks really good. So outside of Crypto, he doesn't look great, but like even like the alien character, there's one alien character that's CG, but a lot of them I feel like were people in suits, which is cool. So it had kind of a practical feel to it. And there's like, I was surprised at how much like weird alien shit is in this movie. I wasn't expecting that. I guess I was expecting her to be on another part of Earth fighting some sort of conflict, and that's not what this movie is at all. So for me, like I said, it's a 7 out of 10. I think it's actually pretty good. I like Superman more than this, but I walked away from it. I went into it kind of dreading it because I thought, oh, you know, I've seen all the kind of mixed to negative reviews on it. This is going to be a train wreck. It's not a train wreck. It's fine. And I think she's going to be a very good Supergirl overall. She's very good in it. She's very good in the role. So overall, good. So there's your Supergirl review. Only other movie I have two. So I did finally sit down and watch Mortal Kombat 2, which I really enjoyed.
It's fun.
More than the first one. I think I also was at a 7 out of 10 for Mortal Kombat. I thought it could have been gorier. I thought they could have gone harder. I don't think they went as hard as they could have. Like the only real like goopy gory part was the one dude getting sawed in half. And I was like, everything else I was like, I mean, that guy gets his head smashed through. That's kind of whatever. But I just thought for Mortal Kombat, I thought they would go harder. So, but they really didn't.
Like they can't afford to kill off too many people is the problem.
No, they can't. And again, you have to get over it's a video game movie. There's bullshit logic and a lot of things in it, but like the important things coming off of it, because you had told me beforehand that it's basically a Johnny Cage and Katana movie. And I was surprised watching how well it works as a Katana movie. Like that part of it works really well. Yeah,
it's good.
Overall, really good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than the first one, and I like that it ended playing the original song.
How much did you love Kano and Johnny Cage just hanging out?
They were great. So I think I have to look it up, but the guy that plays Kano sounds just like a character from High on Life, the knifey guy.
Maybe.
I could be wrong, but that's who I heard every time he opened his mouth. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe. I'd be surprised if not. But every time he was like, oi, mate, you know, and it sounded just like that knifey character. So, but Kano was awesome in the movie. And Johnny Cage, what's his name is Johnny Cage. Yeah, they were great together. My only other disappointment, I get why. I would have liked to see more Scorpion, but the way that he is used in the movie is fantastic.
Yeah, and
like his brief sequence is awesome.
The first movie is more of like a Cole and him movie.
Yeah,
this you know they moved on, and then 3. I mean, who the hell knows what? I mean, I think they said they're planning on making a 3. Well,
they want to, but I don't know if it did as well as they wanted it to do.
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those movies where you can't go in expecting it to be a fucking blockbuster.
I also think, too, we're at a time where, like, just because a movie doesn't do as well at the theaters doesn't mean that it's over because digital, you know, rentals and stuff.
I'm interested to see when the dust settles if Street Fighter is going to do better or worse than it.
I'm very interested in Street Fighter.
I'm super into Street Fighter. I don't think it looks.
I'll be interested to see which one does better though when it's all over. Like what one did better at the box office. I don't know. I don't want to make a prediction on that because I really don't know. But I don't know. The other movie that I watched was the Bob Odenkirk new action movie Normal. Which
I forgot I did watch that.
Is basically kind of like Nobody, except instead of Nobody, he is a interim sheriff. Where so basically like if a sheriff retires and they're waiting on getting a new sheriff, he comes in and he's kind of as he puts in the movie, I'm the substitute teacher.
Yeah.
I really liked it. And I will say, like, whereas Mortal Kombat disappointed me in score, this movie is pretty violent. Like shockingly at times where I'm like, oh, it kind of went harder than I thought it was going to go. I really enjoyed it. It's very much like Nobody. He's that kind of guy that gets thrown in a really fucking crazy situation. The plot of this one, like briefly to summarize it, is it is a town. So it's Normal, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come in and be the interim sheriff. But what's really going on in this town is that the Yakuza are storing like a shit ton of gold at the local bank. And so he comes in, he doesn't know that. But the weird thing when he gets this town is they talk about like they go down the main street and everything's really nice and maintained. And he goes, wow, there's something that comes to the effect of like they got 16 million. I think it was $16 million to fix up the town.
Yeah.
And he's like, where would you guys get all that money? And the other guy that's driving around is like, oh, we just had a lot of people donate, it's a little, so it's already kind of a little off. But then you learn like, no, they made a deal with the Yakuza to store this gold in this bank. And these other two, like down on their luck, like couple comes in and they go to rob the bank and it just goes to shit. And so it becomes this situation where he initially goes to the bank with all these other cops to stop the robbery. But then he gets churned. It flips it on its head where he actually ends up helping the robbers to stop the cops because they're all trying to kill everybody to clean up this Yakuza mess. So it's really good. It's really cool. And it's full of action and it's crazy and it's violent. I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. I will say my only complaint is to get to where the action starts, like the first 20-ish minutes are kind of slow. And I was like, I don't know where this is going to go. But like once it hits that point where you get to the bank robbery, it never lets up. So really enjoyed it.
I can definitely say I enjoyed it more than Nobody 2 for sure.
I enjoyed it more than Nobody 2. I still think Nobody 1 is probably the best of these movies this guy has made without question, but this was really good.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the movies I've watched. As far TV stuff, I have finished. I've seen all of Widow's Bay. I'm not going to spoil anything about Widow's Bay, but I will say I think it is so far this year and in a while, I think it's the best new TV show in quite some time. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Highly recommend anybody to watch it. If you like horror at all, it's not gory. There's no real scenes of gore. It's just creepy. There's stuff that is genuinely creepy in the movie. You were telling me earlier, Dan, like you saw the one scene of the guy being chased by the thing in his house. That's a creepy part of that show. It's weird. There's a couple other things that happen in that episode, but there are moments throughout it that are just genuinely creepy, but there's nothing crazy. Like it's not a gore fest. And it ends in a way where it makes you question what they're going to be able to do in the second season, because there's very clearly by the end of this, you have a clear sense of kind of what actually is going on in this town. But now it's becoming the situation of, well, how do we stop this? So really awesome show. Really loved it. It's a short watch. I think all the episodes are only like 30, 40 minutes. It's 10 episodes. Really fast to get through. The other thing, because I have Apple TV right now, so I decided, well, you know what? I like Amy Adams a lot. I guess I'll give this new Cape Fear reboot a try. It fucking sucks. I'm going to finish it because I'm committed to it. But like, look, man, I like Javier Bardem a lot. He is woefully miscast in this role. Like he's the Robert De Niro character. He mumbles his way through almost every line. He does like, and I get the point of the show because he's supposed to be unhinged, but he does some really fucking unhinged shit in this show. It's also super fucking violent. It starts on a real dark, like if you're a kind of person that has any issues with like anything to do with suicide, do not watch this show. It immediately starts with one of the craziest suicide attempt things I've ever seen on anything. To the point that I sent my buddy a IMDb review I saw where they were just like blasting this show for that, because it's really, and this is in the first like 5 minutes of this show when it starts. Like it's really fucking dark in a way where I was like, oh, that's I don't know if we should really do that. Like that's pretty crazy. But it's also really violent. Like there's a sequence it's done in black and white, but like they have like a backflash to when he's in or a flashback when he's in prison where he gets into a prison fight, which is all in black and white, but like He smashes the dude's face in with a weight,
Yeah.
and it's
damn.
graphic. Where I'm like, well, okay, this is like not quite like Terrifier level, but it's pretty violent. I don't. There also you and I, Dan, and our friend, we've talked about this behind the scenes, but there's a trope in TV shows right now, and I'll say it's derogatory, but I'll say there's a trope in TV shows right now called the brother fucker trope. Have you ever heard of this? Where it's like there's a bunch of like shows where it's like one girl and then she's dating the two brothers. So like there's like that the summer I'm pretty and that kind of stuff. Okay. That trope exists on this show, but it is instead of that, it is a girl that first is dating / banging the son of this couple. And then the mom finds out and is like, you need to not be with my son anymore because there's a whole situation that goes down with their son and what they think might be happening with this convict that got out. So then this girl shows up and starts dating and banging their daughter. And then it's revealed in the most recent episode that she's actually the daughter of the convict that's out. And that's the whole point is he's also playing it. Like, I don't know. This show's bad. And that's not a plot line that is from the original movies or any other version of this story. They made that up for this. So it's not a good show. Like I will finish it. I'm committed to finish it, but I do not like it. Mm-hmm. I'm tempted to go. I have not seen that Scorsese movie in a long time. I need to just sit down and watch it because I'm sure it is a better version of the story. But yeah, I cannot recommend Cape Fear. I don't think it's very good. Anything for you from you, Dan?
Not really. I mean, I told you before, like the only thing I'm really doing is I'm doing a rewatch of Psych, and I'm like halfway through it because I finally got my subscription to.
I've also been rewatching through like every night a couple episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, that's good.
So
yeah,
nice one.
Which has been good.
What's
Some are not as good as other ones.
I'm cold.
That's a good,
That's a good
one. The very last one that I watched was the one where the it's not my favorite one. It's the one where the girl and her family go to stay at that house and there's the little boy, and the little boy looks like he's from like the early 1900s, and it comes to be that like he's actually using like their energy or something to make himself younger. Yeah, that one. It's okay. It's not my favorite one.
It's kind of good, just because like all the fucking mirrors.
That show goes when that show chooses to go hard, it does go hard. Yes,
it's wild.
Yeah, for sure. I look forward to getting to the pool one, but I think that's like midway through that show.
That's the hardest one.
That's a good one.
That's the hardest one because that's fucking crazy.
You've already seen Zebo then, right?
Yeah, that's early. That's like the 4th or 5th episode.
Fuck.
Goes hard too. That one goes hard too.
Wow. Under the bed part always got me. It's just like isn't it just like his long arms come out or something, and you're just like, oh,
it's yeah. I'll tell you, I remember when that show premiered because my parents were out of town and my grandma stayed with me, and that was when that show premiered. It was the night that Snick started.
Oh,
so it was like all of those shows. Like it was Clarissa Explains It All. Wasn't it Rugrats?
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, and then Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I remember that very first episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark when they go into that dude's house and they show that brain. Fucking destroyed me as a kid. I'm just like, I'm out. And I don't think I ever went back to the show until a couple years later because that was too much. So I'll never forget that. That's a good childhood memory. So
that's wild.
That's been fun to go back to. It's all on Paramount. I've been watching it there. I have it on the server, but I've been watching it there. So because when they originally put it on Paramount Plus, they didn't have the aspect ratio right. So they were doing that like, well, we'll stretch it to widescreen, but it's not a widescreen show. So that's why I ended up getting it for the server, but they have fixed that since. It's kind of like they had that issue. Remember when they originally put up The Simpsons on Disney Plus? Yeah, and they fixed that. So
yeah.
What about you, Matt?
So I will go from bad to good because I've watched a whole lot this week, and there was some bad. There was definitely some bad. I will say this first movie I watched because I was like, you know what? I don't even know how to explain it. I guess a rebrand of the movie.
Okay.
But I watched Scary Movie.
The new one, right? Okay.
It's bad. Like it was, and I had high hopes because I knew The last two Scary movies weren't done by the Wayans, and they were done by somebody else, and they were bad. And I was like, oh, okay, that's whatever. And Scary Movie 1 and 2, while they were bad, they had their funny moments. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Like, you can reference parts of that movie, and they're still entertaining. Today. With people that are your age. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I get it. This movie was just bad. There's nothing about it that's likable. There's the characters, like none of the characters are likable. Not even the original.
Money too. I think it's approaching $100 million.
Crazy. So like Cindy, boring. Like she's just I don't even know how to explain how boring she got.
So the Wayne brothers are back in this, but didn't they also bring back Anna Faris?
Yeah, Anna Faris was back.
She was a person that came in for the other two that they weren't a part of, right?
Yeah. So I mean, they make humorousness of it. At one point, she's like, I just didn't think you guys would want me back for this one, kind of thing. And it's just kind of like, while it was cool to have the original 4 back, they really didn't do anything for this movie. Because they also, so in this movie, they're essentially introducing the fact that Cindy has 2 daughters.
Okay.
One of those girls gets attempted to be killed by the ghost face, which then makes her older sister come into light. Her older sister is like a druggie in a sense, but her and Cindy don't have a good relationship. So it was everywhere and had pulls from every like horror movie thriller thing that's happened over the past couple of years.
Okay.
But it just wasn't done like entertainingly. Like I watched the entire movie and I really can't tell you anything funny that happened. Like nothing funny that happened. At one point, they did a nod back to the original "Was that a gimmick?"
Gosh,
with Ghostface hanging out with Smokey and shit like that.
Jeez.
But even that wasn't even funny. Like I watched the entire movie. I wasted like an hour and a half of my time, and again, there's nothing in it that was like entertaining to the fact where like they had to redo this movie again. You know what I mean? Like they had, like, if they say, "Oh, we're doing another Scary movie," like, okay, you're on your own because I ain't watching this one. Like it's just not that good. It's not good. I was hoping behind all the like interviews that they were doing that this was going to be like a good like reopening to the franchise because the Wayans, they finally got it back and there was like all the big hoopla about it. They did a shit job with it. Like it's just bad. That I watched the new Netflix documentary Maternal Instinct. That's the one about that girl named Taylor Parker who's on death row right now in Texas. This documentary, the best way I explained it to my wife, felt like eating a bag of M&Ms without the middle.
Okay.
So like you're essentially just eating the candy coating.
Okay.
There is nothing important in this Netflix documentary that you can't find other YouTube crime podcasters explain it and explain more of it better than Netflix did for this documentary. They just did a really bad job on this one. Like it was really bad. And I had high hopes for it, but like after watching it, I was like, this could have been a TikTok short. It could have been a 60-second TikTok. And I would have, and honestly, I felt like the TikToks I have seen about this story was what I got out of this Netflix documentary. Yeah. So like, it's really not anything to watch. Then I came across a clip of this 2010 Lifetime movie called Reviving Ophelia. This reminded me of that one we watched the last time, the Nobody Talks one. Is that? Yeah, I forgot what was that one? It's kind of like the same lines of that. So like these two cousins. They grew up together, but over the year they have kind of like separated. They've kind of like started to go their own ways. One of the cousins has become kind of rebellious, where she's kind of trying to find her footing. Her mom is always in and out of her life, so she's kind of doing things she shouldn't be doing. And her other cousin is like the goody girl, where she's like, doing everything right. She's got good grades and all that stuff. So the goody girl finally gets his boyfriend. He does like a complete 180, becomes this crazy psycho stalker dude. And essentially the relationship becomes toxic and abusive, and that's really how it starts. And it was not as good as the other ones we watched.
Sure.
The ending of this one was kind of anticlimactic, honestly. And the actors and actresses in this one, not as good either. So don't watch it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I found it on Tubi. You could probably find it on YouTube, but again, it was not worth the clip I saw was probably better than the entire movie that I watched
itself.
Yeah. Then I watched Power Ballad. That is
that Paul Rudd movie?
Paul Rudd, Nick Jonas movie. I won't spoil too much because as me and you talked about it, you said you were interested in watching it.
I'd probably watch it, yeah.
I will say I enjoyed this one. I thought Paul Rudd did a great job. I thought, while Nick Jonas really didn't do much acting in it because he kind of played like, he plays a musician, you know what I mean? So
playing himself, yeah.
He's essentially playing himself, which, he's got a great voice. The music on it was on point.
Does Paul Rudd sing in this too, or?
So I don't know if it's him actually singing.
Okay.
But his character does sing in the movie, and he sings a lot in the movie.
Okay.
So I can say if Paul, you know what? Let me look it up. Paul Rudd.
It's got to be a stand. I'm assuming it's a stand-in or a piped-in voice or something.
I feel like he had to be, but like I said, if he did,
there's a very easy way for them to make that look convincing, though, in these types of movies.
So it says here that
he did the voice.
He did his own voice.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, it says that he sang, which is really cool. He wasn't bad. He wasn't horrible. I can say the music in this one was really solid too. Like all the music choices. I felt this one was better than I thought it was going to be. And if I had to give it a number, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Okay. It was a really good one. The next one I watched was Voicemail for Isabel.
That's another Lifetime movie?
Netflix, actually. Oh, not Lifetime. It's a new Netflix one that just dropped off. It's a rom-com movie. I will say, so the basis of it is that there's two sisters. One sister has like a life-ending disease.
Okay.
And essentially what happens is she passes away. So her other sister calls her phone number to leave her voicemails to kind of just keep in contact with her, essentially. I will say this. In the first 13 minutes of this movie, you essentially get the relationship between the two sisters.
Yeah.
The girls who are playing them did such a good job that you could literally, by the 13-minute marker, you could literally feel like the chemistry as if they were actually sisters.
Okay.
They did a fantastic job. I'll say, so essentially what happens is she's leaving voicemails for her sister, but at some point her sister's phone number gets recycled
to somebody else.
And this guy is like a, what do you call those people? A realtor. So he is out and about and doing things like that. And he starts to get these voicemails from this girl and essentially falls in love with her voicemails. So he starts trying to seek her out and figure out.
Based on a true story or something? Because I feel like there's been stories like this before.
I feel like it has been based off of something.
Okay.
I will say the interesting thing is Nick Offerman is in this movie, and I didn't expect him to be in this movie. His character
He's been doing
is
a lot of weird stuff lately. Though
his character is pretty cool. Like I'll say, his character's funny, and once he kind of plays a Temu version of Gordon Ramsay in this movie. Like he's actually pretty funny in it. So, like I said, it's on Netflix. I give this one a solid 6 out of 10. It was actually really good. The main character, Zoe, I believe her last name is Deutsch. She's been in a lot. And I think she does a really good job in this one. And then the last movie I saw, which for me, I think was the best one of the time, Toy Story 5. I went into this one without high hopes, to be honest with you. I kind of told my wife I do not understand why they are making another one.
Well, let me ask this before you say any more. Where did you fall on Toy Story 4?
I thought Toy Story 4 ended the way it should have ended.
Okay.
Because my question in the whole movie is, after they got rid of Bo Peep, what happens? Because that was Woody's, that was essentially Woody's love interest in the entire 3 movies, and she just kind of disappeared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I think after 4 ended, I was like, that's the perfect. Personally, I told my wife, I said, that's the perfect way to end that movie. Like I felt like Woody going off, Buzz essentially taking over, felt great. Like I didn't need a Toy Story 5.
I mean, I'm more in the camp of I didn't need a Toy Story 4.
And that's the thing. I didn't need a Toy Story 4 either. I thought Toy Story 3 was a great way to end it.
But it was unnecessary but good.
Thank you. That's how I felt too. I can say the exact same thing for Toy Story 5. I did not need Toy Story 5. There was no part of me that needed Toy Story 5. But it is good. It is well done. And even though they brought Woody back, he's not the highlight of this movie at all.
No, because isn't it a Jesse movie, basically?
It's a Jesse movie, essentially. And it's, in a way, it's a Jesse and Buzz movie. And if you watch it, you'll see what I'm saying when they do it. But I will say there's like the turning point in the movie when it happens that damn near will tear you up, man, because that's the one thing Toy Story does.
That's how all those Pixar movies are, though.
They're so good at, like, when I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, this movie is okay, it like hits with something like that. I'm like, I was not expecting that moment to happen. But it was, like I said, it was actually a lot better than I expected. And if I had to give it a rating out of the 10 system, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. While unnecessary, was really good. And I was actually kind of glad that we went and saw it.
Fair enough.
And that's my movie review.
When does this John Cena little brother movie come out? Is it like a Netflix thing?
I think it's next week, actually.
Is it next week? Okay.
Yeah.
That actually got like decent reviews, I saw. So,
well, isn't what's his name? That
Eric Andrade?
Yeah, Eric Andre. I was about to say, yeah, he's in that. So it should be. Actually, take that back. It's streaming now.
Oh, it's up now? Okay.
Yeah, it says it begins today, actually. So
that's a Netflix thing?
It is a Netflix thing,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I will probably watch that tomorrow.
We can talk about that next time.
We'll talk about it next time. Yeah.
We can kick over to emails here. We don't have many, and I honestly should have went through some of these when we were doing the news topics, but we can go over them quickly. Carter from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Hey, 572 crew. I know this question gets asked a lot in different variations, but now with Microsoft increasing their console price, and I assume Sony will do the same once again, do you think that this is going to delay new systems coming out fall 2027? Really just seems like there's no possible way they can release new hardware at an affordable price. What do you all think? I don't think new systems come out in 2027.
I never thought they were next year anyway. Like 28, even 28 is starting to feel early.
I thought because Microsoft was... I think there is still a timeline where Microsoft still does it because they're stupid.
They could, and the thing is like, we know they've been working on it. They announced it. It got like kind of announced years ago.
It's called Project
right,
Heroes.
but like so, and that made it seem closer. But now, like we talked about, like it doesn't seem like you have any fucking clue what they're doing anymore.
They don't know what they're doing with their pricing of the current hardware. So, like to announce a system next year after telling us that memory is going to cost double what it costs now, but then you're going to put out a new system next year.
Yeah, they're already saying that we're probably going to have to raise it again next year. Then why would you put out a new system? I just don't get it.
It's weird.
I think we've got at least.
I really think it's 2030.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I think it's later.
I think it is later than that too, because like we're not even getting close to pushing this stuff. But I will say that by 28 or 29, you're going to want a PS5 Pro. If you don't have one, like, and that's the problem.
I think
those are going to be.
There has been enough. I think there's been enough argument so far, like in this year, that like, yeah, it seems like a Pro is worth it.
Well, GTA is going.
But I'd be very interested to see what GTA. My biggest question with GTA is, do they give this game a 60 frames mode on the Pro? Because I will tell you right now, a base PS5 and the Series X will not run that game at 60. There's no way.
No way.
It will be 30. And Rockstar never has focused on 60 frames. So they've always
Red Dead for PS5.
Red Dead, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the Pro. I don't know. They haven't said anything about that. At this time they don't have to.
Well, because they also don't want to tell you that it's going to be bad on one of the versions of the system.
Well, also like that's the one game where like, well, yeah, there will be those people that are upset that it doesn't run at 60. Is that going to stop anybody from buying or playing GTA 6? No, it's not. Not at all.
I mean, we got people out here thinking that their pre-orders are going to be done with in digital games. So, I mean, yeah, let's do that, guys.
Marty from Lexington, Nebraska. Hey, 572 dudes. What do you think about the GTA 6 VIP $100 fiasco? I know a lot of people are specifically talking about the game not launching on a disc and being digital only, but I really think people should be more focused on Rockstar cutting content and locking it behind a $100 version of the game. I honestly would have rather had them put it out at $100 only, no cut content. What do you guys think about and where do you fall on it? In addition, do you think that this sends a ripple effect through the industry to raise the standard price of games from 70 to 80? Thanks. I mean, that ripple effect has already started with Nintendo, but this will push it further.
Like games have done cut content before. You talked about it before, like with like the online pass thing. Remember Mass Effect 2 did it. Mm-hmm. There was a mission and stuff locked behind this stuff. You bought it used, too bad. You can't get it. But I know why they did it, because they really do want to get $100 per copy, but I feel like they couldn't be the first people that just said it's $100 per copy, that's it. There is no lower version. They couldn't jump the price $30, but they could jump to 10, and then they could make you pay an extra 20.
Yeah.
Like, we joked about it for a long time, but like, could it be $100? I mean, it could have been. It is. I mean, it is.
It really is.
It really is.
The answer is it really is $100.
If you're getting just the normal one, like, I get it, because you're like, oh, I don't want to pay $20 for that.
But you're going to end up paying that $20 later on when you can't get into that.
They're purposely locking you out. Like,
yeah.
And it's anytime a game has that much content day one, is it stuff that is in the game that is turned off for you.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And they're never going to talk about it again. They're just going to leave it be. It is what it is. And they're going to move on. And then, you know, whenever they announce whatever the multiplayer thing is, well, here's your Shark Cash, here's your GTA Pass. I'm telling you, don't be so. If they're bold enough to include GTA Plus with the pre-order on an auto renew, they're bold enough to make it required to play the game online.
Oh, 100%. It will be a requirement. I would be shocked if it is not.
People will fight back because, like, I already have to pay for Plus to play it online, but they're not going to care.
They don't care.
Because you'll pay for it.
They don't care.
They make enough money off of those fucking shark cards as is, but imagine if they made all the money off the shark cards and $8 a person per month.
Which, again, they know that they can, because even though there will be those few people like, I'm not going to do it, the masses will.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. If they don't give you a choice, there is no choice.
Not at all.
Well, let me propose this dark scenario. What if they just don't do a online component for GTA 6 at all? They just continue the component they already have.
I mean, that's going to be the case for probably a year. But the thing is if there is a new online component, it has to be something different. It can't be.
Do you think it's called like GTA Online 2.0 or something?
Maybe, but I don't think they would ever turn off the first one. As long as the first one's generating money, they're never going to turn it off.
Well, at some point, though,
it's for kids.
Well, the one thing because you saw the thing that happened, I didn't put this in the news because I didn't think it was really that big of a deal, but you saw how now they're just giving that upgrade away for free to get people to get on the PS5 or Series X version of GTA 5 because they're going to inevitably shut that version's online down.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
And imagine the people who spent thousands of fake dollars on a game that's going to get shut off. They're going to make you buy it all again.
Yeah.
Because I think that is for those people, and there are a lot of those people, that will be the biggest pushback and argument whenever they do announce what the next thing is of, that doesn't transfer.
What can you do about it? Sorry.
Like, the only thing I'll see happening is, like, if you have shark cash, that cash transfers over. But I like the items and stuff.
The properties you bought, the cars you bought, that's not coming.
It wouldn't be possible.
No. Not if it's
it wouldn't be possible. No. So it's when that shoe finally drops, it will be very interesting.
That's why they're not talking about any of that now. They don't want to mention any of that now.
They don't have. They also don't have to.
They're focused on selling this.
Exactly. GameStop email for first time in a while. But I'm not surprised.
Right.
Galaxy from Redacted. Hi, 572. GameStop manager here. I am furious over removing points from the rewards card. Seriously, how the fuck am I supposed to sell a rewards card that barely gives any rewards? $5 doesn't get anyone to come into my store at this point. What are they actually thinking? I'm ready to get out of here and be done with this place. Sheesh.
Do it. But again, like the $5 thing, I only ever spend it if I remember I have it, and B, I'm actually in the store.
Right.
Like,
I don't think it really was bringing that much traffic into the store to begin with.
In the past, it was like kind of a neat thing where it's like, you could use it to just get a pack of Pokemon cards or whatever, right?
Sure.
You can't do that
until they raise those prices.
Because they raise the prices and they don't have them. Like, I only ever spend it like if I'm in a store with my kids and it's like, I got $5 I got to use the next 2 days. Find something that's $5 and I'll do that, or $6 or whatever. I have been using it because I've been pre-ordering those games on the site. So
and you use
but the danger is if I have to cancel it or for whatever reason I lose it. But if I don't use it, I lose it. It's not like I get to keep it.
Exactly.
But if that's truly the only benefit left is $5 a month and 5% off trading cards that are marked.
Well, and once in a while they have the pro sales.
That's the thing is like Pro Days is becoming the only legitimate reason left to have a card. But they're not frequent
But then you get those people that will come in and they want to buy the stuff, and then you get them on the hook to buy it.
But it's not frequent enough. If that's going to be the thing, then there needs to be a weekend a month.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should do that at least one weekend every month.
The first weekend of the month is Pro Day. First Saturday and Sunday of the month is Pro Day.
How often now, and maybe you do or do not know the answer to this, but how often now do they run a buy two get one free on used?
I think I saw one
Black Friday
not too long ago. But then they'll also do that thing where they run it, but it's like it's got to be $20 or less. But
those are locked to being a pro member, right?
Some of them are. Or
not all
you can go in and get 4 for $10 on games that are $5 or less. Cool, that's 5 copies. That's 4 copies of Madden. Who cares?
Madden 2018.
Trying to dump old titles and it doesn't work. Because I was in a store a couple weeks ago, and this kid clearly had like some money to spend, and he was looking around trying to look at all these sales. But it's like every time he looked at like the stuff that was on sale, it was all stuff he didn't want. I could hear him talking. And it's like, yeah, man, like it used to be bad when we worked there, but at least we had like 4 for $40, and there were games that were $15 that weren't bad. But now it's 4 for $10 and $5 games. There's no games you want in that.
No, there isn't.
Like, fuck, man. I don't know. Like there's the problem is they're making the rewards card worse. You can't get pre-orders for GTA, but they're not going to lower your goals. Your goals are going to go up.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anything, they're going to increase those goals.
Better get a GPG on that. Code in a box GTA, or we'll have to talk to. $5 code. $5 will guarantee your code for a year. Jesus Christ, dude. Place is a nightmare.
Our final email Comes to us from Brent from Springfield, Missouri. Hey guys, I know you guys were really positive when the Steam Machine was first unveiled, but what do you guys think now that the final specs and price have been revealed? Personally, I think this puts this thing in an incredibly bad position where even the most hardcore of PC players are going to laugh at this thing and not bother. Are any of you feeling that way? Are any of you going to get this thing? Absolutely not.
The specs and the price just don't align.
No,
not at all.
Like I said before when we were talking about it earlier, if this thing had come in at like the $400 to $500 range,
if it was the cost of a Switch 2,
yeah, absolutely. Because I can understand having that thing under your TV and being a hub that plays Steam games. Again, there are games
a box I could plug into my TV
and play all the weird simulator games like me.
Shit on my TV, super easy, no questions, and they put it out for more than double what I would assume to pay for it. That's insanity. Without a controller. Without a controller thing is ridiculous because I could use it.
Most people are, to be fair, most people are going to use a DualSense or an Xbox controller.
Which is fine, whatever. I don't even necessarily think I like the shape of the Steam controller. That doesn't piss me off as much because that gives you an option to save money if you don't want that controller. Not a big deal. But for the price, so I can play simulator games, you're out of your fucking mind.
It's not worth it.
They're gonna sell out this first batch. They'll sell out a second batch because it'll be smaller, and then it'll be nothing. No one will buy it.
No.
And then what they'll do is in a year when nobody buys it, they'll go, why is nobody buying it? Raise the price $200.
Well, that's the world we live in now, where everything goes up, nothing goes down.
They're now $1,700. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think
small one's $512. So now I gotta, most of the stuff I'm gonna want to play in it isn't big, but $5 is nothing.
You can. I did see because I looked through the specs of the thing and how it looks from beginning. But it's not. You can't open the thing up and put a bigger M2 drive in it.
I have.
Right.
It's the micro SD, like the Steam Deck.
Right. Which is fine, but then again, that's more money I'm spending because it's already too expensive to put a bigger drive in it.
Maybe I could find that thing at a yard sale in like 2-3 years.
It's a big ouya.
It's a big ouya. It's a bummer because they did. I think if times were different and there wasn't a component shortage, I think they could have come in at it a little more competitively. Because I even think, like, again, it was really dumb for them to come out and say, well, this thing would have cost $750. But I think if none of this data center shit was going on and there was no component crisis and everything was just as it has been, I do think that this thing probably would have come in at that $400 to $500 range.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been better received. I think people would have accepted it more, especially coming out now and giving you those specs and saying, hey, you know what? This thing is not expected to be a high-end PC. This thing is, kind of middle of the road. It's as good as a base PS5 at times or as good as a Switch 2. But I think people would have been more accepting of that. People are not going to go out and pay $1,100 for something that is about as good as a Switch 2, which you could buy for half of that price.
Right.
Not at all.
Play most of those games.
And I can play Nintendo games on it.
With Nintendo games, or get a PS5 and play Sony games and some of those games on there. And there's a lot of slop games like simulator games. They might be copies, but there's a lot of those on PS5 too. So you're not really missing that much.
If I can't get the Steam Machine to bootleg run a private Marvel Heroes server, then I don't care. My iMac can do that. The Steam Machine can't.
There you go. Your iMac from what 2018?
It's old. Yeah.
Exactly. I was gonna say, but that could do it.
IMAX, man. A lot of people clown on you for buying an IMAX. Like, it thing still works fucking great. Like, there's nothing wrong with this system at all.
No,
I can't play games on it, but I never intended.
I would assume with that machine, you're at the point now where you can't upgrade the OS anymore, though, right?
Yeah, I can. You wants me to do another one right now, but whatever.
You also that's not always the best thing to do.
I
with
don't do those.
As we've learned in the past. Doing Mac support for years, I learned don't do that. We learned that's not a gregreat idea.
No,
those people would jump into that head first. And this is actually a dumpster fire.
You broke everything. How can I?
Those 3 devices you did today, those are all broken now.
We can. You got a couple hours because that's how long it's going to take you to fix.
It's going to take you that long, and you're not going to understand.
Not going to like it.
So,
yeah.
Not going to understand it, and you're going to say a lot of curse words.
You're going to blame me
go through this.
There you go.
Oh man. As always, send your emails into podcast572@gmail.com. Otherwise, we'll be back in another 2 weeks for another edition of the podcast. Thank you for listening or watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe.